Hello, Blue Fleet. How are we doing? Welcome. It's a bit of an earlier start tonight because we got something a bit special. Skibidi, Edgeworth, Rizz. Oh yes, we're playing Ace Attorney Investigations, which came out yesterday. I would have played yesterday, but I couldn't because my band had a gig on, and let me tell you, it was a rager. Oh my god, what a gig! Like, we've not played very much this year compared to like last year, but this gig like absolutely popped off. It was ridiculous. I mean, we thought it was going to be rubbish because the venue was like really narrow and the stage was kind of small, but it's like, no, everyone just went absolutely nuts. It was beautiful, absolutely magnificent. Something else I realized like after that gig as well, actually, my guitar player keeps up with what I stream. He knew that I VTubed because like we've talked about it before, and like he said, oh, you've been playing Dungeon Keeper recently, and I was like, wait, you've been watching? What? Really? Are we edging? Are we rizzing? We're gonna edge. We're gonna rizz. Giggity? No, I'm in a band, Dodso. I'm in a band. We play ridiculously nasty hardcore punk. Like it's proper menging. It's absolutely disgusting music. But yeah, something else happened earlier today as well. Something else very, very nice. Let me tell you. So I put an order in recently for something, and it came today. Also, I went to town and somehow managed to get a Fitbit for like 35 quid. And I mean, let me tell you, it's one of the ones that's compatible with the VTube Studio heart rate monitor. So I'm trying to work out how to link the two conclusively together so I can actually have, like, for horror streams, I can have like a heart rate monitor that you guys can see. But yeah, I had a hoodie come up from, I think it was sent from Latvia. You may have heard of the company called Pastel Melon. You ever heard of Pastel Melon? I had a hoodie from them. A purple hoodie. Do you guys want to see it? Do you want to see it? Do you want to see it? Do you want me to show it to you? Would you like that? Yeah? Okay. I'm going to turn my hand cam on. And here it comes. Here it comes. Look! Look! Also, I fixed my lighting conditions. There's a ring light over here now, so you can see a lot better. Yeah, my Elia hoodie came. Look at that. Magnificent. Absolutely magnificent. Yeah, I mean, my Fitbit, if I could reach over with my headphones, just about. Look at that. The strap matches. Absolute stroke of luck that was. Yeah, my Elia hoodie came. I am very, very happy about that. The best bit was I showed it to my wife, and I was like, "Hey, look at these two mascots. Pick one. Just no context. Just pick one." She chose the Stanana. I'm very happy about that. My wife is a Stanana. It's not a Dakimaka. It's a hoodie. No, it's a hooded jumper. So I've got it kind of rolled up because I'm like physically huge. Like I'm 6'3", so I had to get 2XL to fit into it, and I fit into it. It's a little bit tricky to get into in the sense that like the neck is not as loose as I'm used to on most hoodies, but when it's on, it's really comfortable. Really, really comfortable. Yeah, let's turn the hand cam off. Yeah, I'm super happy with that. Super, super happy with that. Anyway, we need to get to some edging. The music's a real bop in this. I feel like this is going to be good. I feel like this is going to be real neat. So, title selection. So we've got investigations or prosecutor's gambit. Obviously we're going to do investigations first because it's the first game. So, new game. HD, pixel art. I kind of like the HD sprites. We're going to go with these. We're going to go with these. I tell you what, like, in terms of pixel art, I know some crack pixel artists who would probably be able to, like, outdo this. Like, if Hux is in the chat by any chance, Hux is, like, absolutely ridiculous with pixel art. Like, he's literally our littlest guy. He's like this very, very tiny little goat lad. And, you know, I think Hux is like 17, but the pixel art he can do, it's like, how are you this good at such a young age? Prodigious skill. But yeah, I mean, I think, like, if people go give Hux some love, that would be neat. I'd be grateful for that. He doesn't have a channel. He doesn't stream at all, but he has got like a character. So maybe in the future, you know, maybe he will join us, and then we can finally eat him. He's worked in the art mines. Right, HD it is. And we're going to go from Turnabout Visitor. Right. Woohoo! Let's go, chat. Turnabout Visitor. Yes. Ah! More Family Guy frames. Ah, Lois, chat's whipping me. To make sure the defendant is found guilty, what other choice do I have? That is the job of a prosecutor, after all. That may be true, but why? Why go this far? Oh? Sorry. Maybe I wasn't clear enough. But a guilty verdict is all that matters to me. No matter what the cost. What the f... Huh? This game is supposed to take place between the first and the second while Edgeworth's overseas. No. I'm a prodigy among prosecutors. Always have been, always will be. Do I need to turn my horns off? Because I feel a bit attacked by that hairstyle, if I'm honest. That hairstyle is like... No, chat. You didn't see anything? See, his hair was brown, mine's blue. Do you understand? It wasn't me. Right? Do you understand that? Okay. So this game takes place between the first and second while Edgeworth is overseas, is it? It's my hairstyle, but with brown. Yeah. Fun fact, these wigglies are not hair. They are actually Cerata. They're made of keratin. And they will inject the venoms. It's okay, Yugi. He doesn't have a Millennium Artifact. You don't need to change the hairstyle? Oh, good. Good. Whew. Deja vu. Hey, Saku. How you doing? It's hard to believe that I've been away from my office for a whole month. I hope Detective Gumshoe has been keeping an eye on my office. And keeping it clean. Hmm? The door is unlocked. Detective Gumshoe? Hmm? What's this smell? It's very familiar. Blood? How am I liking it so far? I've just started. So I have no opinion just yet, but I'm hoping, like, it's going to be good. Saku, the guy who did the first murder, I swear it's not me. The hairstyle might be the same, but, like, it's not me. Like, I promise. I absolutely promise it's just me. Yeah, I've literally just started. No, don't worry. I've only just popped it on. Imagine a rotting month-old corpse in my office. I mean, I've eaten worse things. Check back later? Yeah, no worries. Good morning, by the way. I hope you slept well. Hope you had some good snork memes. Is that what the kids say these days? Snork memes? Honk shfoo? I don't know. All these Skibidi Rizzless catchphrases, and I can't work out a single one of them. Well. Blood? What the? You're too old for their speak? I know that feel. I know that feeling. What's the meaning of this? Freeze. Identify yourself. Shut up. You've got some nerve committing murder in a prosecutor's office. Is that a threat? And then he died at the end. Let me make one thing very clear. What? Wait, what's it? I can't... The professional cleaner. Ah, I see. Oh, like Winston Wolfe, wasn't it, from Pulp Fiction? What? No one gets away with committing murder in my office. No one. My name is Miles Edgeworth, and I work as a prosecutor in my local district. Little did I know that upon my return home after a month abroad, I would be thrusted into a multitude of cases and some very frantic and busy days. So, remind me, Ara, is this game between JFA and TNT? Is this like between when Miles Edgeworth chooses death? Or is this that's the end of the first game, isn't it? Where does this fit in the chronology? Is this after TNT, or is this after JFA? It's the Miles Edgeworth chooses death things. Okay. So lucky to play them close together. I know. I heard that the second one only ever had the fan dub come out, and that was like AI2 is after TNT. Right. Okay, I understand. Is Edgeworth going to have to be defended by Phoenix? Yeah, that did happen. Yeah, that was the whole thing in case 1-4 in the first game. It was a very neat case. It was when Edgeworth's adopted father was the one prosecuting him. I finished photographing victims' bodies, sir. Very well. Please continue your investigation. Yes, sir. There's a safe there. Ah! Mr. Edgeworth, sir! You okay, sir? He's back! Yes! It's Gumshoe! Oh, I missed him so much. Come, fuck. You're back. Here's a kiss. Keep it down, detective. This is a crime scene. When I heard that a murder had taken place in your office, I ran up here straight away. Of course I miss Gumshoe. How can you say that, Andy? Do you not know that Gumshoe is best boy? Like, Gumshoe is like a top tier Ace Attorney lad. Why do you think I gave him God's greatest accent? This is Dick Gumshoe. He is a detective with the local precinct, and the one they assigned to handle this murder case for the time being. Do I only have a Ducky of Blackquill? I need a Gumshoe one. I do, don't I? I do. You're looking a little pale, sir. Are you hurt? No, I'm perfectly fine. However, this duology might as well be called Why Gumshoe Shows Why He's the Best. Ah, look what it's your office. It's totally trashed. I'll say. The culprit sullied my floor with dirt rather well. No one gets away with tracking mud into my office. Oh, sounds like you're getting really burned up over this whole thing. This crime was committed in my office, so it is my responsibility to solve it. You know it would be an interesting case where all the prosecutors are implicated and Phoenix has to defend them all from a national prosecutor. I mean, it could be kind of cool. I wonder what they're cooking up for the next Ace Attorney game, because they've dropped two remaster trilogies two remaster compilations, I should say, on us within the space of 12 months. Because Apollo Justice only came out like in January. It was like the 26th of January, I think. And here we are in September. And the Edgeworth games are out. So I kind of think that come next year we probably will have at least an announcement for Ace Attorney 7. Imagine if Ace Attorney 7 is actually the Athena game. Like, not in the sense that DD was, where, you know, she's a focal character, but she's not like the character like Apollo was in Apollo Justice, Ace Attorney. I think an Athena game would be really neat. I kind of want to see, like, how's she grown? You know, I think that would be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool. Oh, that's just like you, Mr. Edgeworth. Okay, time to do some investigating. Agreed. Our first course of action is to gather relevant facts and leads. We must not overlook anything, no matter how small, if we are to find the truth. So I'll keep any leads or information we find etched in the forefront of my mind. Speaking of things that pique my curiosity, why of all places did the murder occur in my office? Is it really coincidence the murder took place in my office? I get the nagging feeling that this is something important to keep in mind. Hold on. We don't know who the victim is. He looks kind of like Linoon from Pokemon Gen 3, doesn't he? So Linoon is the victim. Gumshoe. Evidence? Proof of my profession. However, I prefer to keep it in my pocket. Okay. Yeah, I was wondering that myself, sir. I mean, you can't really say it's just a coincidence, can you? No, not really. Especially because of this. The key to your office. Okay. So it's Q for, hold on. I can't press that yet. What do you mean, sir? Athena is the main lawyer, with Phoenix as an advisory character, Francisca as prosecutor, and Trucy's assistant, Juniper judge. Kill out Blackwell for character development? I don't think they'd need to. I think that, like, the whole thing is that by the end of Ace Attorney Dual Destinies, Athena is kind of able to stand on her own 2 feet. I know that there's that thing in 6 where she's defending and then Blackwell has to kind of give her a shake. But I think, like, after that, like, I'd want to see him come back and, you know, just be like, well, look how much you've grown, little bird. However, I have a bird who has grown far more majestically. Taka, come here. Haha. And then I'm just like, oh, Quilly. Oh, baby. Oh, we're getting all moist in my gooch. What do you mean, sir? If you think about it carefully and use logic, it should become clear to you. Okay, that's it. Stream's over. I'm really bad at logic, so yeah, goodbye. No, imagine. Okay. Logic. Game over, man. Game over. By finding the connection between 2 pieces of information and connecting them, new information is born. This game implies that Edgeworth is the only character in the entire series able to use logic. I mean, cocaine logic exists in Ace Attorney. We've seen it several times in the past. And, you know, Phoenix is just on drugs all the time. That's why he comes up with batshit theories. They just happen to be right. He's a very lucky man, is our Feeny. That is the end result of using logic. So how do you use it? First, I recall the information we've gathered with Q, then I connect them together with T. Okay. Now, to use Q and recall the facts. Okay. Crime scene, my office. Is it really coincidence that the murder took place in my office? The office key. For security reasons, this office's door has a lock built into it. Phoenix is a single father that had to work in a bar to sustain his family course. He's a drug addict. Yeah, I mean, he does seem like Hobo Phoenix. I'm pretty sure Hobo Phoenix got by dealing a bit of crack on the side. That's why it took him so long to get his lawyer's badge back. He had to launder all of that money to make it clean again. Absolutely insane. Okay. And then we connect them. Boom! For security reasons, all prosecutors' doors are outfitted with locks, which means it would have been hard for the murderer and the victim to get in here. But he got drunk off of grape juice. These jelly donuts are my favorite. Grape juice jelly donuts. Oh, God. I mean, we've already seen a game that I've played where censorship from Japanese to English kind of completely changed some context. Like, do you remember in Skies of Arcadia there was Mabel the Raider who was always drinking Loqua in the bar at Pirate Isle? In Japanese, she's just drinking, beer all the time. And she's just drunk off her nut, permanently. She's permanently pissed. And they changed that in the English release. It's like, no, maybe we shouldn't be encouraging children to drink. Hey, Speedstar, welcome to the edging game. We are going to edge so fucking hard tonight. We're going to edge so hard that we gumfuck. And hopefully that makes sense to you. If not, buckle up, you're in for a wild ride. Ergo, it's impossible to dismiss the location of this crime as mere coincidence. Ah, that's exactly what I was thinking, sir. There must be a reason why someone infiltrated my room. What was the killer after? It's this. I think it's the safe. Okay, there's something in the safe. Wait, no. No, I've worked it out. I know what they're after. They're after that limited edition Steel Samurai figurine. Amazing. All of the Ace Attorney games are now officially released overseas. Yes, they are. All of them are available now. I think the only ones that you're going to struggle to get hold of legitimately anymore are the Professor Layton crossover ones. But like all the mainline ones are on Steam. 1, 2, and 3, Phoenix Wright Collection. 4, 5, 6, the Apollo Justice Trilogy. Investigations Collection, as we're playing right now. And the Great Ace Attorney, which I do actually own. I do own the Great Ace Attorney collection because I bought that when it was on sale last time. It's still findable in some stores. Hold on. Is it on the Switch? Hold on. Is Professor Layton on the Switch? No? Okay. Hang on. Phoenix Wright versus Professor Layton. It was on the 3DS. Okay. Okay. 3DS. Right. That makes sense. You're really on the ball today, Mr. Edgeworth. That's some beautiful logic, sir. I bet you want Edgeworth on your balls, don't you, Gumshoe? Yes, well, when you follow leads to their conclusion, only the truth remains. However, if the information doesn't line up properly, I may stray far from the truth as well. But if I think carefully before piecing leads together, the logic should flow. So that's basically our health bar then, huh? Well, let's get started with our investigation, shall we? Professor Layton's the guy with the top hat with the puzzle games? Yeah, that's the guy. I've never played a Professor Layton game myself, but I'm aware of them. Just got back from a dubbing stream for Spirit of Justice. Nice. Nice. Oh, hang on. I'm sure that I saw Rene is playing Ace Attorney. I think I feel like she's on... hold on. Let me just have a quick look. I'm just going to boot up Tinterwebs again. Is she playing... no, she's playing Dual Destinies at the minute. She's doing Turnabout Academy at the minute. Which means she has to... you regain credibility after each investigation segment. Failing at logic doesn't impact the rebuttals. Right, okay. Begin investigation. Okay. The basis of any good investigation is to examine everything, sir. I know that, and when I want to examine something, I simply use space when I'm next to it. Oh, if you ever feel lost and want to talk, just use T, okay? I'll give you a great, precise advice as an ace investigator, sir. Last stream you were Blackquill, this stream you're doing one of the characters in the first half of the finale case. Oh, nice, nice. Good stuff. Blackquill is so much fun to voice. When I'm doing Blackquill, this is kind of the voice I use. I try to put a little bit of menace behind my words and make myself sound even more British than I am. And then I will say stuff like balderdash, and I will be hot, and everyone shall want me as I break my chains once more. Something to try later if I have free time, I suppose. Oh, Gumshoe's following us. What have we here? Could this perhaps be the murder weapon? If so, it would mean the killer made their escape after disposing of their gun here. I think I've seen one of these before. Care to enlighten me as to where? Oh, I know. It looks like Gumshoe's leaning in for a kiss there, doesn't it? Ooh, spicy. We've got the BL aspect nailed down for this stream. Look. It's not my fault Gumshoe's hot, alright? It's not my fault Gumshoe is hot. Okay? It's his. I was issued the exact same model. I think. Detective. I don't really like guns all that much. I mean, they're really dangerous. But now that I think about it, you do see this model around the precinct a lot, sir. I don't use mine much except in emergency, so that's why I didn't recognize it. So it's the same type of revolver as the ones used by this precinct's detectives. Okay? You can easily get all up in them with this game. You like you're running your finger along one of the officer's chest. I bet he was into it as well, wasn't he? That is the Skibidi Edge Rizz. Amazing. Amazing. Okay. Right. Okay. Chessboard. Oh, they even knocked over your chess set. Had it all set up ready for when you got back. Figured we could play a few games. I had no idea that you were interested in chess. I'm actually pretty good at checkers, so I thought I'd give chess a try. In that case, I suppose I can set some time aside after we solve this case. Oh, wholesome! Is anyone interested in solving murders rather than rizzing the officers? I mean, not really. Though I don't expect the games to tax my mental acuity much. Poor Gumshoe. Let's have a look at this corpse. They finished photographing the body, so it should be alright to examine this area. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Okay. Let's see here. There's blood all over his lower abdominal area. Looks like the bullet passed clean through his stomach area, sir. In other words, he was shot. Yep. And until the autopsy's done, I don't think we'll know much more than that. Please have the body sent to the morgue once they're done processing the crime scene. Okay. He fought Robocop. Robocop. He got shot in the crotch. I thought you said Roboco-san as in Roboco from Hololive. Like, she would have just, like, used her Velociraptor feet to just claw his stomach open. Like a giant turkey with a, sickle claw and all that. You're gonna be okay with me keeping track of the evidence we find, sir? Of course. This is the safest way I know to keep track of it all. Alright, if you say so. I keep all the evidence I find either in or with my organizer. When I want to re-examine a piece, I have but to press E to open my organizer. But the organizer isn't only for evidence. I keep people's profiles on hand in it too. It's probably a good idea to make a habit of checking the facts often. Okay. We've examined your corpse. What's these books doing? Your files are all over the floor, sir. They probably fell during the struggle between the victim and his killer. Okay. Oh, and I tried so hard to keep this place spotless while you were away. I mean, this just rendered all the time and effort I put in pointless. Guys, give me just a second. I just need to grab some painkillers a moment. Hold on, I'll tell you what. In just a second. Hang on, they're in here. Sure they are? Do I have any? Yes, I do. Okay. Oh, excuse me. I'm staring into your souls? Yeah. So the reason I needed painkillers is I had a really hot bath after I got back from... I went to town with my wife earlier because she had a meeting with like someone who's involved in her healthcare. And then we went out for a couple of drinks, had a coffee, got a Subway. I got home and I was like, I really need a bath. I'm just desperate for some hygiene. And because of the Fitbit, I can see what my heart rate is. So like right now, my heart rate's 104. But when I got out of the bath, my heart rate was dead ass about 140 beats a minute. And it's like, that's how hot I have my bath. But because of that, my head's been a little bit sore since. It's a bad habit of mine. I take baths that are way too hot and get headaches off of them. I should know better by now. When will you learn, old man? I don't recall ever asking you to clean my room. Well, I watered the flowers every day, just like you requested, sir. I just added cleaning to the list as a weekend special. For about half a day every Saturday, I've come in and cleaned this place until it sparkled. Does he have a life? No, Edgeworth, because you keep on cutting his fucking salary. What do we have here? Yeah, I think I've seen one of these before. It's a police badge, detective. Oh, hey, I have the exact same thing, actually. He even has a hooker. Uh-oh. Do I have a hooker? I mean, I had a hooker lounge for a bit. Oh, what a coinky-dink. Let's take a look inside. Sorry, someone's just pinged me on Discord. There we go. Mr. Buddy Faith. It would appear that our victim was a detective just like you. Okay. I seem to have gathered a few pieces of pertinent information. Now to calmly use some logic and figure out if any of them are connected to each other. Okay. So. The victim was a detective. I think these two go together. Let's try it. The revolver, the standard model used by detectives. Could it have belonged to our recently departed? Detective Gumshoe, could you please thoroughly check the victim's body one more time? Yes, sir. On it now, sir. That's it, Gumshoe. Fondle the corpse. Excuse me, pal. Let's see. What have we got here? Mr. Edgeworth, sir. This guy's wearing a gun holster. So it appears that our killer somehow managed to take the victim's gun from him. Okay. Let's see what else we can find out about this revolver. As I always say, you gotta look really carefully at each piece of evidence. You can use the arrow keys to rotate an object. No such thing as a bad angle. Use QD to zoom in and get to the nitty gritty. Okay. Staring down the barrel. Can't examine that? It looks like only one round was fired from this. Oh, so the killer killed the Vit with just one shot after wresting the gun from him. Sounds like the guy knew how to handle a gun, Mr. Edgeworth. We have no proof for now, but that is a distinct possibility. So it's a 5-shot, so, I mean, 5-shot would imply that it's like a 38 or possibly like a Webley or something like that. I guess this is about all we're going to find out. We should send the body to a... Jim! What voice are we going to give fake May? Wow, how could this have happened to a guy like you? Are you alright? Don't touch me. Leave me alone. Just let me be. Sorry, but I can't do that. Over the top jock dickhead. I've already christened him. He's gonna go like a variation of Max Galactica. So I hope that's okay. The investigation is still ongoing, so please refrain from touching the body. The body? The body? Don't talk about him like he's just some lump of flesh. Look at him. Jim looks like he's just turned in for the night. Sure, just in a bloodstained suit, pal. Country or edgy anime character? No, I just kind of went for this voice. I don't know what accent this is meant to be honest. It's an accent that's fabulous. Where are my manners? Aren't you that prosecutor? Why, yes I am. I'm Jack Portman, prosecutor. Jim here was my partner in crime busting. Why is he gonna... What do you mean a girl's haircut? What? What do you mean? What do you mean? That's my haircut. That's my haircut. And I can distinctly assure you I have a penis. I'm Miles Edgeworth, and like you, I'm also a prosecutor. Detective Dick Gumshoe, sir. So you're Miles Edgeworth. I guess this is your office. Yes, that is correct. Then it was you. You're the one who killed Jim. Hey, don't go around jumping to conclusions, pal. Just calm down, okay? I will not. I know how things work around here. High prosecutor's office doors all have locks built into them. And only the owner of the office has the keys to his or her own office door. That is correct. However, I was not the one who killed your partner. Tutorial killer, yeah. Ah, Mr. Edgeworth's been overseas on a business trip this whole time, pal. And the key to the door was with me the entire time, okay? So the only one who could get in, it was me. Gumshoe. He even has that old English-made hair bracelet. King Arthur type of stories. I think that's just a headband. Where that means... Ah, I'm not sure what that means. Gumshoe. So it was you then. You're Jim's killer. My hair does that too. Yeah, do you see? No way, pal. You got it all wrong. Yeah, they always show you the killer in the first case. They always show you the killer in the first case. Sometimes they even show you a killer who's actually a killer whale. And you know they're the killer because they're a whale who's a killer. It's just logic. And as Edgeworth, we can deduce that logically. Everyone calm down. Mr. Portsman, correct. If you are a real prosecutor, you should know to stay collected. The investigation has only just begun. Isn't it too early to be drawing conclusions? Alright, I get the point. You're right, my mistake. I tend to get a little too hot-headed sometimes. You sure are one cool customer, though, Mr. Edgeworth. I've heard all the rumors about you. You're the great genius prosecutor. You're something of a legend, you know. Except when the killer whale didn't kill anyone. You know what the killer whale did kill? Environmental hazards. Because it was flying. How are these flying whale jokes working? I think I need to work on them. I need to cook them a bit further over time. Anyway, let's call a truce and work together, okay? Now, how about a handshake to seal the deal? A pleasure to work with you. You guys were conducting your investigation, right? Sorry for barging in like that. Carry on, then. It's your room, after all. Thank you, I intend to. I just want a little more time to say goodbye to Jim. You there! Sir! I want you to capture this scene on film for me. My final farewell to my partner, Jim. That's kind of fucked up. I should probably give them some space. Why is he... He's just wanting to be photographed. He's taking a photo opportunity with his dead friend. Even Gumshoe is judging them. Wait, hang on. Oh my god. Guys. Guys. Look. Gumshoe's side profile is the Chad face. Do you see it? Gumshoe's side profile is the Chad saying yes face. Amazing. Amazing. Look, 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 look. Chad yes face. Oh, that's perfect. Okay. Gumshoe, let's take a seat. I hope we can solve this case quickly. I'd like to return to relaxing on this sofa. That thing looks a billion times softer than my mattress at all. Can I sit on it too, just for a little while, sir? Can I rest my head in your gentle lap and have you give me head pats and then, like, raise my salary a little bit? Detective Gumshoe, you know I can't allow that. You can't allow you to raise Gumshoe's salary, you motherfucker. Until this case is solved, neither of us has time to spare, let alone rest. You're right, sir. I'm going to work hard and be a real trooper to the end. Even once this case is over, I don't think he can afford to take any time off. Well, it's a good thing my Steel Samurai doll was spared any harm. Speaking of which, I haven't actually sat down and watched any of that show. What's it about again? Well, I don't know much about it myself, but... The hero of the Steel Samurai, warrior of Neo Oldie Tokyo, is the Steel Samurai, and his goal is to defeat the evil magistrate. It's a show geared towards kids. However, its high production values and riveting plot draw in a number of adults as well. Spin-offs like Pink Princess, Warrior of Little Oldie Tokyo, and the Nickel Samurai, along with the deluge of merchandise and even a new stage show, give you presents. You, sure know a lot. You sure you're not some sort of rabid fanboy? Of course not. Anyone that keeps up with society knows at least this much. Hey, Hades, welcome in, welcome in. And that last conversation lasted longer than expected. Let us return to the investigation. Oh, it's your trophy. The Knight of Prosecutors, right? King of Prosecutors. And it's not a trophy, it's a shield. They only send this to the winning prosecutor, right? Yes, but I have no real interest in the perceived worth of other people. As for my own worth, that is something only I can determine for myself. We start the not-so-edgy game. Yeah, we're edging really hard right now. We have Skibidi Edgeworth Rizz, and lots of it. Yummy. That's so slick, sir. You're gonna have to try saying that sometime. Huh? Oh, I forgot to put tits on. Hold on. Let me put tits on. I'm really sorry, I forgot to put tits on. How did I forget that? Oh my fucking god. Scanned. Did I miss Gumshoe? You fucking know I missed Gumshoe. Hold on. Let me just stick my tits on. Let me stick my tits on. While that's going on, I'm just gonna like right, there we are. Tits there. Okay. Right, okay. And it was yeet, wasn't it? There we go. Okay, there you go, Hades. I've made it up now. Unfortunately for him, his monetary worth is tied directly to his worth to me. While Edgeworth tastes his two Victorinox with you with a modern twist and not you think he did it well. Yeah, I mean, his whole thing is like taking his entire cravat and shoving it up people's ass because they're fucking wrong. Oh, hang on. Look at that. It's the Edgeworth cake. It's the Edgeworth cake. Damn. He's got a dumpy. Oh, his office. Ah, okay. I thought it was like possibly referencing the cravat because that is like... Oh, watch out for the teacup fragments there, sir. Ugh. That killer is going to pay. This tea set. You're really bad over this. This tea set is very dear to my heart and can only be bought in England. It cost more than your whole month's paycheck. What? Watching Gumshoe go kya. No, I feel like the killer's wasted one of my monthly paychecks. Flowers? Is this yet another batch of fresh flowers? The ones that come with a card attached every month like clockwork for you. Yep. Speaking of that, let's see what's on the card this month, sir. All will be resolved. Wendy. Oh, Miss Irony, how painful are thy thorns. Wendy, isn't that the name of that old lady with the whiny voice that stopped... That's enough, detective. You need not remind me further. Hang on. What's about to happen? More in Art Deco, brutalist and wood cabin decor interested? Brutalism is everywhere in England because almost all of our official buildings are from the brutalist era. Ara, is Edgeworth about to put his finger into Gumshoe's ear? Is he just going to stick it in there and give it a little bit of a wiggle? Right, now let's have a look at this safe. Oh, your jacket, sir. What's it doing on the floor? It must have fallen off the wall when the killer tried to threaten me by firing a round. So the killer not only shot the victim, but they shot your jacket as well. Hang on. If only one round's been fired, then the gun that was left at the scene can't be the murder weapon. Because there'd be two bullets, wouldn't there? Okay. They dared to shoot the ultra-special jacket you made your prosecutorial debut in. What if they'd shot through it? Would have been a disaster. It's not worth getting worked up over, detective. Not when there's something more here. Like what? I take it you haven't noticed it yet, detective. There is a giant contradiction right here in front of us. Really? Yeah. Wrong voice. Ah, fuck. Did I say contradiction? He must be rubbing off on me. I'm starting to sound like him. Phoenix rubbing off on you, Edgeworth? I mean, he probably rubs off over you, yeah. But I have my own methods, and I will conduct this investigation my way. Indeed, rubbing off on you. When the scene before me contradicts a piece of evidence or seems off, that's when my deductive skills come into play. Okay. First, I have to find the spot that holds the contradiction. It's the bullet hole. This is it. This bullet hole is where the contradiction lies. When I spot something that's off, I should point my cursor at it and press T with conviction. Objection! And when I have found sufficient proof to prove the contradiction, I present it. This is how I do things. Okay. Eureka! What? Eureka! Eureka! This bullet hole is the contradiction. What do you mean, sir? It's elementary. 2 shots were fired in this room. The first felled the victim. And the second felled this frame. Yeah, that's right. However, this gun was only fired once. Yeah, that's true too. Which means that one of these 2 bullets was fired from a different gun. Did the killer have another gun prepared for tonight? Okay. By the way, I noticed something, sir. Yes? What's that thing sticking out from behind the frame? Ah, that is a secret safe. A secret safe? Oh, I smell money. I'll spare us the trouble and just say it. Nothing like what you're imagining is inside. Now, if you could kindly move this frame out of the way. You can converse with Gums by pressing the present key. Okay. Roger that. Talk about dusty. I suppose that's what happens when I'm not here to dust it once in a while. I had no idea there was a safe here. I'd have kept it clean for you, sir. So when did you put this thing in? It wasn't something I had installed personally. Every prosecutor's office has one. Really? I had no idea. Well, only prosecutors are supposed to have knowledge of their existence. So what's inside, Mr. Edgeworth? Right now, nothing. We only use them to store especially important evidence when a trial is in session. That's it. It's all about squashing me hopes and dreams. Okay. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Now this is odd. You found something, sir. This keypad, don't you find it to be a bit too clean? Ah, there's a thick layer of dust all around it, but not on the keypad itself. You there, the forensic scientist. Yes, sir. Could you please dust this area for fingerprints? You got it, sir. I couldn't find, let alone lift a single print. Looks like it's wiped down well. Okay. Each prosecutor has one in their office. Only they know of them. Prints were wiped. Okay. As I thought, it appears that logic is the only way around this setback. Time to rationally and calmly play connect the dots with the information we have. Okay. You called, sir? I seem to have picked up a few good leads. Oh, so now you're going to do that thing you do with all that information, right? What are you babbling about? The brainy thing you were talking about just a few minutes ago, sir. Logic. You said that you can look at all your leads and info by pressing Q. Then you pick the ones that seem related with space and connect them with T. That's your way of investigating, right, sir? Yes, which is why this exercise of explaining my own method to me was unnecessary. Okay, now I'm about to explain my logic to you next. That is even more unnecessary. Okay. Safe Scum Co says back. You love to see it. Alright. Why did this happen in my office? What was the killer after? I think these go together. I believe I figured out what the murderer was after. Well, what is it, sir? The fact that the safe was wiped clean of fingerprints suggests that the criminal had at least attempted to open my safe. Making the culprit's motive for breaking and entering theft, I believe. Okay. I wonder if knowing that the motive behind this break-in was theft changes what the other piece of information can tell me about this crime. Okay. The code is Phoenix's birthday! They are so turbo gay for each other, and I'm here for it. They are so turbo gay for each other. Oh dear. Old Bag has no fucking chance. Not while Phoenix is alive. I mean, she has no chance anyway, but you know. I think these go together as well. Nope. I can't see a clear connection between these two pieces of information. Ow. Do we need to do like a bit more logic stuff right now then? Let's try it again. Other than the victim's gun I found could be another gun to play here. Motive theft. Those two? Aha! There is a possibility that the files splayed on the floor are not the result of a struggle between the victim and his killer. Oh, you mean like it could be from when the killer tried to find something, sir? Precisely. We need to figure out if any of the files have been stolen. Yes, sir. I'm going to shelve files like you've never seen before, even at a library. Sure. Let's give that a try. Why do all the good ones always die so young? Surely you must ponder that every once in a while, Mr. Edgeworth. No matter how much we lament, the dead will not come back to life. All we can do is search for the truth. And, so what are we supposed to do? How do we go about finding the truth? First, we calmly restore the files to their rightful place. You got it. Here, let me help. So this file goes here, and that book goes there. You sure know a lot about where things go, despite it being Mr. Edgeworth's office. Because I'm the one who keeps it tidy, pal. Okay, done. It would appear that the murder was definitely committed here. Oh, the bloodstains on the bookshelf are still fresh. I suspect that the victim was killed in a standing position, hence the prints on the shelf. And then the guard fell on the floor, right? The blood on the floor is kind of grossing me out. Detective, I don't have the time to deal with your weak stomach right now. Oh, but you know I'm no good with blood, sir. I'm certain there's something wrong with this picture. There's blood on those prints there. So this is where the bullet lodged itself after it went through the victim. For the bullet to be lodged so squarely in a file spine indicates the files were ransacked after the shooting had occurred. Then I guess the victim was moved because it was in the killer's way. I think those should be up there, actually. In fact, no, those would have to be like there. I'll put them all back just as they should be, sir. Doesn't look like anything's missing. Although it does look like the killer moved the body to flip through my shelves. I wonder if they found what they were looking for. Maybe. It appears the victim was in a sitting position here after being shot. Oh, so that's why the seat of the victim's pants had blood on it. That would be the logical conclusion. Except, the contradiction is... the killer moved the body because it was leaning against the bookshelf. The blood on this guy's pants proves that pretty well. In a sense, I suppose. See? I'm not completely useless, Mr. Edgeworth. The victim's handprints. He must have tried to support himself with his hands here after being shot. There are prints on the floor too. Those must have been made when unable to stay standing, he dropped to the floor. The bullet hole is the contradiction, because if he's been shot in a standing position, why is the bullet hole there? We should try it. So I think that's the... there's nothing else for us to examine, is there? No. So we just like hit T on this, right? Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold? Yeah, because it went clean through his abdomen, not through his foot. There is clearly a contradiction here with this bullet hole. What do you mean, sir? You don't see. Quite simply, the bullet hole itself is too low. If the victim was shot in the stomach, the hole should be much higher up. But what if the guy was shot while he was sitting or lying down, sir? That would be illogical. The victim leaned against this shelf here after being shot, which suggests that he was standing when he was shot. Then that means... wait, what does that mean, sir? It means you need to use your brain every once in a while instead of mind, detective. In any case, it means someone made a faulty assumption. And it was from this mistake that our current contradiction was born. What is the faulty assumption that caused this problem with the bullet hole's position? It's the order of the files. I believe the order of the files is a bit off. You mean I put them back in the wrong order just now? Hey, actually, I think the labels on the files are wrong, sir. Oh? Ah, you see how these files that were shot begin with the number 0? What are those doing all the way down there after 1, 2, and 3? That's really weird. Actually, the way they are organised now is the correct order. They are exactly as I see them in my mind's eye. But the numbers are all out of order. Those white binders are special, so they are arranged a little differently. But from this, we know that the files were not in this order when the crime occurred. Aha, so that's it. I believe the killer made the same incorrect assumption as you just did, detective. Let's rearrange the files in numerical order and see what we find out. Do you think it's okay to prop the body back up towers before it was moved? They finished processing the crime scene, so I don't see why it wouldn't be. If you please, Detective Gumshoe. As I suspected, the bullet hole is now where it should logically be. The killer went through my files first before shooting Mr. Faith. And then put the files back in numerical order, I guess. Oh, and then put the files back in numerical order, I guess. Exactly. And then proceeded to shoot the victim. But why would someone kill a man and then look through your files one more time? Puzzling indeed. The files were thrown into disarray twice, once before and once after the crime, but why? Now the crime scene is as it was at the time of the murder. Time to give it another look. This! What is that? Why does it say Gumshoe on there in blood? Pfft, are they trying to frame my boy? Oh my fucking god. Okay, here we go again then. I'd say there's some incredibly incriminating evidence. Yes, indicative of criminal activity indeed. Oh, wait, there's got to be some mistake. Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Help me, say something, sir. It appears that one of my files was stolen. Is that all, sir? What about me and my situation? Is this what the killer was really after? Okay. Ooh, yay! Looks like Jim was able to leave us the name of his killer in the end. And this most important message managed to reach us. I'm telling you, it wasn't me! You can't be terribly pleased to hear that your beloved partner is the guilty party. If you are going to accuse Detective Gumshoe of being the culprit, I sincerely hope you have some proof to back it up. Jim's words, they're more than enough, wouldn't you say? If that's how you want to play it, then at least allow me to understand your reasoning. You got it. Tiny Shinsu? Tiny? I'm not tiny. I'm big. I'm big. Woo! I don't like this one bit. There's something strange about this man's attitude. And there must be some sort of flaw to his logic waiting for me to dig out. Mr. Edgeworth, what are you going to do? What I always do in course, I'm going to cross-examine him. One way or another, I'll expose the flaw in his logic with this technique. Oh, how'd you do that? Can you explain it to me, sir? Might as well. Alright, first I listen to the witness's testimony. If I find a flaw in the testimony, something that contradicts the evidence, I open my organise with E and present the piece of contradictory evidence. To present something, I simply use T, but that's old news. But it's not like there's going to be a flaw in their testimony every time, right? Correct, and at those times I need to press the witness with Q. Sometimes by pressing I can draw out new information and new or modified testimony. I think I get it, sir. I'll be sure to try this technique out during investigations too. During Ace Attorney Investigations Collection, eh, Gumshoe? Very well. I'll even show you how it's done. Now watch carefully. Mr. Portman's logic. Detective Gumshoe, you stole Jim's gun from him and shot him dead. Furthermore, you messed up the files to make it look like you committed theft instead. That's when you moved Jim's body that was sitting in front of the bookshelf. But thanks to that, you didn't notice the bloody letters his body was hiding. And it'll be by his final words that you'll be brought to justice. You intend to argue that the victim's dying message points to his killer? I can hear Jim's voice and he's calling for his killer's arrest. Are you sure you're not mishearing his words, Mr. Portsman? There is no way Detective Gumshoe is the culprit here. I will find the flaw in this man's logic and expose it with credible evidence. Bum 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 bum. Okay.
Hold it!
Hold it! You know, there's something I've been meaning to ask. What is it? Why'd you call the victim Jim, when clearly his name is Buddy Faith? Isn't it obvious? Jim is the perfect name for my companion. Jack and Jim. Don't those two names go together like peanut butter and jelly? I don't understand this. Like, why would you put peanut butter and jelly together? That's never made sense to me. Hold on. Let me show you what I mean. Give me just like a second. Right, let me show you what I mean, alright? Let me show you what I mean. So, I just need to save that into here. Right, just give me a second. Give me a second. So we add this here, and then we go to downloads, and we select that. Yeah, look. Why would you put that with peanut butter? Why would you do that? American jelly means seedless. Call it jam. Call it jam. Don't call it jelly. Call it jam. If it's jam, then it's fucking jam. It's not jelly. Oh my goodness. Americans call British jelly Jell-O. What? Why? It's like when people call like that weird bechamel sauce with bits of sausage in it gravy. I won't accept that. Gravy is brown. Gravy is brown and tastes like beef or onions and sometimes chicken. It's not white. Gravy can never be anything except for brown. Stop making things even more confusing for ESL. This is why the world needs the Empire. We need to correct these wayward sausages. You made Jello, you call it Jello? No, 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 no. No, I will not take back about that white bechamel sauce. That's just weird. That's just weird. This is why you revolted. I mean, I can tell you what, the idea of putting bechamel sauce on, like, scones. I can't reconcile that. Bechamel sauce and scones. Why? Oh, God, chat's fight. While chat's fighting, I'm going to carry on with the game. But Jim isn't even close to the guy's real name. Well, Jack and Buddy just sounds kind of off somehow. Besides, he was the third of a bunch of guys who decided to nickname Jim. He talks about the victim like he was his pet. Okay.
Hold it!
Do you really think it was necessary to dishevel my shelves twice to do that? That's true. Okay, then maybe his real intent was theft. Hey, you accused me of stealing something from Mr. Edgeworth. It's a possibility. Maybe your salary's been cut so much that life's getting a little too rough to handle. All of you know that I eat 3 square meals every day, pal. Okay, so all 3 of them happen to be instant noodles, but, poor thing. What an evil prosecutor you were paired up with. And what a motive, no? You will shove some southern... What? I don't understand, like... In America, biscuits are scones. Biscuits are scones. Why? And then actual biscuits are cookies. No, it's a fucking custard cream. Or a bourbon cream. Or a rich tea or a digestive. They're just biscuits. Oh, no. I'm getting my red coat and my musket. That's it. That's the final fucking straw. Red coats and muskets, let's go. I mean, I do quite like southern fried stuff, but Aaron's come over to YouTube for a fight. Amazing.
Hold it!
Oh boy. We've started something here. And why would Detective Gumshoe do such a thing? Because the body was getting in his way. He had to mess up your bookshelf somehow, right? Anyway.
Hold it!
Why do you think that the killer didn't notice the bloody letters? You just came back, Saku. So this guy who happens to have my hairstyle made a comment about peanut butter and jelly, and now YouTube is fighting. YouTube is fighting because I said that jelly cannot be jam. And then I also proceeded to mug off scones and bechamel sauce. I will not call it biscuits and gravy. I will not. No. Biscuits in both senses are descended from ship's biscuits. I mean, ship's biscuits are kind of like what Nice are. So Nice are like little sweet biscuits, but in the UK, you would call ship biscuits tack. You know, it's just like, you know, just tack. So, you know, they're kind of more like crackers, I guess. Okay. The body was covered in quite well, wouldn't you say? That's how we missed it. But judging by what I've seen, it doesn't take much for you detective to miss something. Who do you think you are? You know nothing about me, pal. There's a lot a person can understand about another from first impressions alone. I can't say I disagree with him on that point. Why do you say something, sir? Not you too, Mr. Edgeworth. Someone's getting cancelled. What? Look. Look. The people mocked Shinsu. They hated him because he spoke the truth. Despite his lack of attention to detail, I don't believe the detective to be the culprit. American Biscuits went down the survival route. You're taking the BNs and heading back to Twitch. You know what? Who remembers BNs? BN. Da, 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 da. BN. Da, 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 da. BN. Da, 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 da. Yeah! Let me show chat BNs. Hold on a minute. Hold on. I'll add this back in because we can just like do it nice and easy this way. You were born in the 90s? Yeah. Hold on. Let me show you guys BNs. Hold on just a minute. It should be... Where is it? Oh, it's not there now. Hold on. Leave your American Biscuits alone. I mean, if they were actually biscuits, then I would. But, like... Yeah, look, these are BNs. These are BNs. They are lovely. I used to love these. Delicious. Yeah! Oh, is that why they're called BNs? Oh, okay. Biscuiterie Nantes. Okay. The Biscuiterie Nantes, everyone. Yeah. The Biscuiterie Nantes. Beautiful. Nobody could have overlooked the bloody letters, and I can prove it with evidence. I couldn't ask for a better setup. For the game finish and spike. Okay. So, the Edgeworth has just very strongly suggested this is where the problem is. In the same way the biscuit brand LU comes from the two people that created it. Lefebvre Utile. Are you the only one with currently etymology and history knowledge? Look, in the UK, right, in the UK, cuisine boils down to basically boiling everything until it's a uniform grey colour, and then just, like, crying whilst you sip it through a soup spoon. So, you know, that's about as far as we go with that sort of thing. But the one thing we do is snacks and bickies. Like, our snack game is on point. Our snack game is top tier. Absolutely top tier. Okay. So Edgeworth says... The bloody letters his body was hiding. They weren't in the right place, though, were they? You'll argue that American snacks are better. See, the American snacks that I have had, I didn't really like. They were way too salty for me. It's like the common theme with... we get, like, crisps and stuff on import from the US, and like it's the one common theme is, like, they're so salty. I can't cope with it. Like, the amount of salt that goes into them is just way too much for me. Twinkies are, like, alright, I guess. I've only had them a couple of times. I wouldn't, like... What did I get? It was some Carolina Reaper cheese curls most recently. And it's just like, I got through, like, about 10 of them. And it's like, the salt level is just like, I can't do this. I can't do this anymore. I've had Twinkies. They're alright. Like, we get, like, sections of shops where you get, like, American stuff on import. And it's like... It's either too salty or too... It's always got some aspect where it's a bit unbalanced and a bit too much for the European palate. So, I think we should present this. You've never seen the Reaper Curls and Twinkies are mixed in the States. I think it was a brand called Pars that did the Reaper Curls. I seem to think it was Pars. Ha-ha! Perhaps you're not aware, Mr. Portsman, but there is a serious flaw in your logic. Huh, bringing a bit of the courtroom into this, I see. No problem, I'm game. I can't help but find it odd. Excuse me? I need to take a picture of the American Isle and show us. You mean the American corner? You guys get, like, about, sort of like 6 foot by, you know, a row of shelves to the import stuff. We actually get a lot more Polish stuff over here. Polish import food is surprisingly good. There was a Polish shop that me and my guitar player went into yesterday while we were waiting for the other guys to get to the practice space. And you want to see what the American Isle in a UK shop looks like? Alright, give me a second. Hold on. Asda American section. Hold on. Yeah. It's like this, isn't it? There's some shops that get different stuff in on imports. Let's see what are actually American. Alright. There. So this is kind of like what we have access. This is an average supermarket's American section. There are other shops that get stuff on import. Like there's other shops that will get stuff on import. And, you know, Oreos, Twinkies, Mike and Ike, Butterfingers, Baby Ruth. They're all like, see all of this bit here. This I've had all of these and they're all pretty mid. I've had most of these, and again, you know, not a fan. Half of these are real, the other half you've never seen. These ones here are probably British. Mateys are definitely British. Like these three, yeah. These ones down at the bottom, I think that's Arizona iced tea down there. But yeah, that's like our selection. Then there's other places which will get other stuff in on import, but like if I'm getting foreign import food, it's probably going to be Polish stuff because the Polish food game is really good, really good. Odd that a fellow prosecutor would be brought down by the power of his own office. What are you talking about? Oh, you're joking. I get it. If you have the time to laugh, then you have the time to take another closer look at this. Do you still not see? If not, may I direct your attention to the missing file? What? That's impossible. What's impossible, Mr. Portsman? Nothing. The files on that shelf were all about a certain case. When the killer went to take the file after murdering your partner, I highly doubt they could have missed the bloody letters written on the spine.
Objection!
It's possible they could have taken the file before committing the murder. Twixes are your jam. Twixes are decent. Like, Twixes are, like, not something I would have by choice, but I don't avoid them. If someone gives me a Twix, like, yeah, sure. I'll have that. That's fine. Thank you. But, like, if I'm buying a chocolate bar, I'll normally go for, like, a Dairy Milk or, like, a Fruit and Nut, maybe. I'm that one asshole who likes Fruit and Nut chocolate. God, that makes me a boomer, doesn't it? Ah, shitting dick nipples. Fuck. God damn it. I think it's pretty obvious the file was stolen after it was written on. The missing letters in the detective's name where the file should be is proof. Yeah, I mean, the S is gone. There's only half an H. If Detective Gumshoe really was the culprit of this case, I highly doubt that even he could overlook his own name written in blood on the files. Especially as a detective who can't stand the sight of blood. Milkers go crazy, they're kind of expensive. Milker's dirt cheap here. Like, the only place you're going to find Milker is in B&M bargains. B&M is like a discount retail, but like, you can genuinely get Milker bars, like the big ones, for like 75 pence. Like, they're not expensive here at all, they're dirt cheap. Which means what exactly was that made this dying message? It makes the work of a criminal intent on tampering with the crime scene. That's so law. Can't believe the criminal tried to pin this whole thing on me, sir. I'm gonna get him, sir. You'll see. I'm gonna have them under arrest in no time. Well, Mr. Portsman? Brilliant. Absolutely splendid. You're gonna have to cross the channel? Yeah, you're gonna have to come over here and you know, accept the rule of the English. You know, submit your crown to the British. All is as it should be. France comes under English control for the final time, and everything is right in the world. Logic deserving of Olympic gold. You'll invade GB and steal our milkers. Why do you want to milk us, Ara? Why do you want to milk the British? How dare you? I appreciate the praise, but it doesn't change the fact that your reasoning is flawed. Ha! You win some and you lose some. That's how life goes. Glad everyone's so cheery, even though I feel more dead than alive. Ah, but you know, it really is a shame. I really didn't want to have to bring this up, however. What is it this time? Are you still after me, pal? Humor me for a second. Who has the key to this office? That'd be me. But Mr. Edgeworth just proved that I'm innocent, pal. That's absolutely right, and I acknowledge your innocence. Then why do I sense that you still have something to say? What's up with the coat? What the fuck? Well, I was thinking, did you know there is one other person with a key to this office? One other person. Hey, you there. Yes, sir. What is it, sir? Would you kindly fetch and escort that lovely young lady here for me? A lady? The girl's a member of this building's security. Think of her as a material witness. Security? Did you say security? No, stop it, pal. Don't! What's wrong with him all of a sudden? Is it Maggie? I believe she needs no introduction. I have called upon Miss Maggie Bird, a member of security. Oh, fucking hell, it is Maggie. Oh, no. I did go really tiny then. Hang on. Woo, I'm really small. Oh, look. Aha! I didn't know I could do that. I didn't know I could do that. Give me a second, chat. I just need to check something again real quick. All right. Couldn't tell you why. There was some weird car parked outside next door for a few hours earlier. And it's like, never seen him before, but anytime there's a car that I don't recognise around this area parked outside there, my mind's like, drug dealers. Drug dealers. And it starts going into overdrive. So it's like, just been keeping an eye. I just want to see if they come back. 'Cause it might be that someone else on the street's just got a new car and I've not twigged on it yet, but yeah. It's Maggie! Oh no! Ara! Why didn't you warn me? Why didn't you warn me, Aaron? She's got a blue trauma t-shirt. Oh, no. What's this about drug dealers? Oh, okay. So, yeah, you weren't here when all that shit was going off, were you, Dod? So, I live in a mining terrace, which is very common for the area I live in. It's full of miners' houses. So if you think of like I think you guys call them row houses. So it's, 3-story house. They're quite narrow. And you tend to get them in rows of like 6 or 7. And next door, for about 2 years, yeah, I'm in the north. I'm in the north. For about 2 years, next door was rented by a succession of drug dealers, which culminated back in, I think it was mid-March or possibly mid-April. And basically, the police got wind of it somehow and raided the fuck out of them. Like, it was about a 9-hour raid. It was insane. But ever since then, like, all the shit that went on in those 2 years, it's like I'm massively paranoid all the time about anything that goes on out back. Like, really, I'm insanely paranoid about stuff. It's mad. I can't cope with it. That's one of the main reasons we want to move house, just to get away from it all. Enjoy the blue trauma. I gotta say, Maggie looks kind of cute in a tracksuit. I'm into it. I think she was wearing capri pants as well, which is like a top tier thing for me. Absolutely top tier thing. Detective Gumshoe, sir. Maggie! Miss Bird is a security guard on watch tonight. I see. And your point is? My point is that she could very well have used it. And by it, I mean the master key, which can open all the office doors in this building. What? Oh, is she going to be a defendant for the third fucking time? Alright then. 9 hours, yeah. Yeah, I think they came over at like... the police got there at about 10:30. and they didn't leave until about 8 o'clock at night. It was fucking insane. If you're not guilty party detective Gumshoe, then the only other person with access to this room is Miss Bird. How dare you? I'd never sneak into someone's room. That's right, I refuse to believe Maggie's the culprit, pal. It was me. That's right, I did it. Can we take that as a confession, detective? It wasn't really me, but it definitely wasn't Maggie, pal. So yeah, it was me. If it was, you have no problems with that, right? Please refrain from flying off the handle, detective. There's no need for such theatrics. What's up with the cunt? Listen to your boss, detective. He understands what I'm saying here. That girl's the only one who could have committed the crime, and for one simple reason. Okay. It's pretty obvious that Miss Bird snuck into your room using the master key. I mean, if Detective Gumshoe's the one who opened the door, then that leaves only Miss Bird as our prime suspect. On top of which, she knows our good detective, doesn't she? Making it all the more probable that she was the one who faked the dying message. Okay. Interesting. So you're saying she used the master key? Okay. Incredibly incriminating evidence, wouldn't you say? That's what you claimed about the evidence earlier as well. That was then, this is now. The flow of a good match always changes during a rally. It's all about your reflexes and reaction time, especially for an athlete like me. I wonder if there was anyone else other than Miss Bird who could have used the master key. It seems that the only way to get Mr. Portsman to give me more details is to press him. It's your headcanon that Maggie and Gummers are dating, or at least on very good terms. So that's why Gumshoe's not in the Apollo Justice trilogy. He's busy taking care of his child, who he sired off of Maggie, like, for a whole fucking night. And literally a fucking night. Oh my god, it was hot. It was like proper hub material. Ow! You know what? I kind of deserve that one. We wish us well on finding a place to live, considering how bad the housing issues. Housing issues aren't actually that bad. The problem we have with housing is mostly landlords, if I'm honest. The problem that we've got with housing is not... There's actually loads of houses, and there's a lot of houses which are just sat empty. But the problem is, a lot of houses get bought up by landlords, and then that drives up the actual buying price of houses. So you also then have landlords who charge extortionate rents for, like, properties that are not really suitable for that level of rent. Like, we pay less than £600 a month on a mortgage for this house, and that's pretty normal. You know, it's pretty reasonable. But there's places that, like, some of my mates live, and they're being charged £900 in rent for smaller houses, and it's like, why? Why? But that's just the problem, you know, that you get the cheap houses go on the market, and the first-time buyers try to get them, but landlords just snap them up like that. So, really, I think the solution is we eat the landlords, you know? I think this is same issue. Instead of small lands, you've got the megacorps that do it here. Yeah, I think you guys have just got it as an issue, but with just... I mean, it's the classic American thing, isn't it? We have the same problems as the rest of the world, but we've got them big. And it's like, you know, when I say that, I mean, it's like the scale of things in America is always bigger than everywhere else in the world. And that kind of extends to everything, doesn't it? But, no, I mean, I kind of hope that something gets done about it for you guys as well. Because everyone who can afford to work and pay rent should be able to afford to buy their own house. You know, that's my view on that. You know, if you're earning enough to pay rent, you should be able to buy your own house. Housing's not that much an issue as a sales and student city. Lots of houses going on sales being bought all the time. Yeah. Oh, sorry, let me just check something really quickly. Right, okay. I'll keep an eye on that. Right.
Hold it!
Hold it! Are you sure Miss Bird is the only member of security who could have used the master key? There's only one person on staff at this time of night, and tonight she's it. Isn't that right, Miss Bird? That's, true, but I wasn't able to use the master key at the time of the crime, sir. Wasn't able to. What's that supposed to mean? Yeah, moving on. I'd hate to get sidetracked by something unrelated. What do you mean unrelated? I want to hear what she has to say, pal. One reason you resent the American left so much they do nothing against the corporations. I think the problem is, like, at least to outward perception, the corporations are basically in control of the country. That's how it appears to an outward perception. Is like it's a problem we've got over here as well, where corporations can just get away with basically whatever they want because they're the ones who bankroll our government. So because the corporations bankroll our government, the government won't do anything against them because then they lose funding. And I think it seems like it's a similar problem to what you guys have. And I think it's a global problem, actually, with corporations. And actually, a lot of the problems we have in the world come down to corporations being shit. So eating the corporate CEOs seems like a solution. I think this is a solution we can all get behind, right? We eat the CEOs, we devour their flesh. Cannibalism, let's fucking go, alright? Let's fucking go. It's cannibalism time. But you can't really trust her not to tell lies. Plus, I hate wasting time. Should I hear Miss Bird out? Yes. Not so fast. I too am interested in hearing what Miss Bird has to say. Didn't I just say it'd be a waste of time? We don't need to hear her lies. I'll be the judge of that. Miss Bird, if you please. I discovered that the master key was missing at around 1 AM, sir. What do you mean by missing? As in, it wasn't anywhere in the security booth, sir. The killer must have stolen it. Mr. Portsman, I believe this to be an important piece of testimony, don't you? I can't believe that someone like you would be taken in by such words. You gotta go eating? Yeah, no worries. Remember to talk to Gummers in the next investigation section? Understood. I'm not lying, sir. If that's the case, I'd like to know why you have the master key now. I don't quite know. It just reappeared all of a sudden, sir. Huh, a likely story. And where's your proof the key was stolen to begin with? Hold on a minute, what's this? Someone's put a house on for rent on fucking Airbnb in London. Like, 7 bedrooms? What the fuck, man? That's insane. Anti-corporatism. I think that for, at least over here, corporatism and capitalism are so intrinsically linked that you can't have one without the other. You also can't get rid of one without getting rid of the other. That's kind of how it is for us in Europe. Over here, you know, the corporations are the ones who control capital. And unless you kind of remove the corporatists, problems won't change. I think removing corporatists is the answer worldwide anyway. You know, like I say, I dislike corporations because I don't see how one person who creates basically no value and just sits in an office doing whatever the fuck and getting paid millions for it has any more intrinsic... There's a big struggle between capitalists and corporatists. Small and big... See, the thing is, I don't think small businesses are actually capitalist in that sense. This is a discussion that me and one of my mates had one time. He runs his own business to a degree, but he works for himself. And the question was, like, what is your capital? And he's like, what do you mean? You know, it's like, what assets do you own? You know, what is your capital? You know, what means of production do you own? And it's like, you know, he works. So it's like his capital is his labor. So his labor is his capital. And, you know, his value is created by his work. He doesn't just, like, leech value off of people who work for him. You know, it's very much a case that, yeah, he's had people work for him before, but they get fair recompense and he works alongside them. So it's not like he's extracting value from them. So yeah, I mean, it's like, I think over here at least, you can't take away corporatism without getting rid of capitalism as well. I would be sad about that, to be fair. I think that small businesses, I don't really consider them to be particularly capitalist, just because, as I say, you know, small business owners work for themselves. They work. And because they work, it's like, yeah, I'll fuck with them. You know, I'm quite happy to involve myself with that sort of thing, because they're not just like telling people, you must do this for me and I'll pay you like a pittance and I will take like all the profit you generate and just spend it on a fucking Ferrari or some bullshit. You know, it's like, no, a small business owner will, most of the time, I deal with small business tax returns all the time at work for like loss of earnings and car crashes and whatnot. And actually, you know, a lot of them, you know, they make quite a lot of money, but they also put a lot of that income back into running the business and paying their staff, you know, making sure that actually, you know, they don't always come away with all that much for themselves, but, you know, they're working, they're contributing, they're actually, they're mucking in. So it's like, yeah, that's respectable. I fuck with that. But yeah, I think that, I mean, small businesses loathing big businesses, I can definitely agree with that. A lot of big business, like, there's a really good example, actually, that happened in my town recently. So we found out that a massive cinema chain in this country got paid a £2 million incentive to build a cinema here. And now they're telling the council, if you don't give us preferential rent rates, we're going to pull out. And they were like a key part of the rejuvenation project in this town. So it's basically like a hostage situation. And the local cinema, like the little family-owned cinema that's been struggling with this big corporate chain opening, has pretty much gone on record and just said, you know, well, not an ideal situation. We're not gonna make any offensive comments against this big chain, but we have just put our ticket prices down by £1. So, you know, feel free to swing by to our place if you want to, you know, catch a movie or whatever. And I tell you what, the little independent cinema is fucking excellent. Like, there was one time they put on the first Alien film from 1979, and they did it on a 70mm film, and it's like there's 3 or 4 of those 70mm Alien films that are still in existence today, right? There's only a few of those actual film reels that still even exist, and they're like, we've got one, we've got the machinery working. The guy who runs the cinema came out onto the stage before and said, if anyone doesn't feel that this is up to standard, come speak to him, and he'll just refund them instantly with no questions asked. And he said, we don't know if this is going to work. So, you know, he said, we might just go completely bust tonight, but we're going to try it anyway. And it's like, the only 2 people left that film theatre mostly because like this guy went with his wife and she kept on saying, what's going on? It's just like, just watch the fucking film. And he got so fed up he just walked out eventually. But everyone else just sits straight through it, and it was fucking amazing. And that point was when I realised, you know what? That cinema deserves the local support, because they go the extra mile to make sure we have an experience. And that experience watching Alien was just phenomenal. You know, one of the best cinema experiences I've had in my life. So, back to the game. Sorry, I got sidetracked there, didn't I? Anything that kind of gives me an excuse to rant about how corporations can suck a fat one is always going to kind of get me going, I'm afraid to say. I bet you just forgot where you put it and then found it again. I never lose things. I can practically guarantee that. With me, if something disappears, it's usually because someone stole it. Oh, don't worry about it at all, Dodster. Don't worry about it at all. It's all good. It's all good. Like, if I was upset about it, then, you know, I would have said something. So don't you worry about that at all. Pal. Trust me, you don't want to test yourself how our luck is. Unfortunately, I can't deem this piece of testimony as conclusive. Glad you agree, Mr. Edgeworth. Hold on, is that like a... But... You still haven't established Maggie's motive for breaking into Mr. Edgeworth's office. Her motive? Didn't we already establish it was theft? I mean, the culprit clearly went through bookshelves and at least tried the safe. It is as Mr. Portsmouth says, Detective. I can't ignore the fact that all the evidence points towards a motive of theft. But I'm done taking blows. It's time to counteract with a few facts of my own. Okay. Her intent, from the messed up shelves to the wiped down safe, I'd say thievery. What is up with my mouse lately? I think I might need to actually replace this thing. Because like my mouse is getting kind of like gummed up when I move it around. Maybe I just need to like give my desk mat a clean. Okay.
Hold it!
Hold it! I concur that the culprit's motive appears to have been thievery. However, glad to hear that the great Miles Edgeworth is in agreement with little old me. However, with regard to the investigation of the bookshelves and safe, hey, good thinking asking for my opinion on the matter. Would it be too much for you to allow me to complete a full sentence?
Hold it!
Hold it! I thought we had established Detective Gumshoe's innocence pretty thoroughly. It was just a theory, one hypothesis among the many possibilities. I mean, I had my doubts about Miss Bird from the very beginning. If that's the case, then why didn't you mention her first? Now, don't make that face. See? There goes the truth running the other way. Let's pick up the pace and see if we can't catch up to it. I don't think you're catching my drift. Ah, we're in agreement that the detective isn't the killer, right? If so, then I hope you'll understand when I say... What's up with the whole opening and closing the fucking coat thing? But since he is the only one who could have opened your office door...
Hold it!
Okay. Don't you think it's a bit early to be jumping to conclusions? Are you saying there's another way to open the door other than with the master key? Oh, I get it. Perhaps you had a spare made for someone else? I'll have you know, I have never made a spare, so what are you insinuating? This man is a flasher? Yeah, he seems that way, doesn't he? He's dodgy as fuck. Like, his hairstyle makes it obvious that we can't trust... Wait. His hairstyle tells us nothing about him. Nothing. Guess I should have known better than suggest someone like you would. Way too comfortable with that coat opening and used to it? Yeah. That face as well is like, look at my dick. Look at my dick. Look at my dick.
Hold it!
Is there anyone in this district who hasn't at least heard of Detective Gumshoe? Good point. He's practically a celebrity among us prosecutors. Really? I know what you're also talking about, sir. We're holding our collective breath, you know. He does not have a girl's hairstyle. No, he does not have a girl's hairstyle. He has a manly hairstyle, like mine. Look. See? He has my hairstyle. I don't have a girl's hairstyle. I'm outraged by this. For when you screw up so badly, you're literally chased off the force. Wait, what? Is that true, Mr. Edgeworth? Of course not. That's hogwash. Oh, don't scare me like that. Almost had a heart attack there. Okay.
Hold it!
By dying message, you mean the bloody letters that spell out Gumshoe. I figured that whoever wrote his name must have wanted to frame him. And just the act of choosing his name is proof enough the two knew each other well. Mr. Edgeworth, what are you waiting for? Hurry up and present some evidence. I would love to. But first, we should listen a bit more and digest what he's saying. And press him for more information. We've already pressed him on everything, though. Okay. Okay. So what have we got? What evidence do we have? This door can open every office. Let's have a look at it. It's the master key to every office in the building. I don't think there's anything else we can get from this. It's pretty obvious that Miss Bird snuck into your room using the master key. Only they know of them, so Maggie doesn't know that the secret safe exists. Her intent, from the messed up shelves to the wiped down safe, say thievery. So this is the contradiction. Because Maggie doesn't know that the safe exists, because only the prosecutors have knowledge of them. So that's where we present, right? Objection!
Objection!
Do you wish to continue insinuating that Miss Bird was set on stealing something? Why not? It's the truth, after all. It was also by your logic we came to the whole thievery conclusion anyway. That may be, but you must also be aware of the fact that the safe is a secret safe. Oh? This music's kind of a bop. The existence of which is only privy to prosecutors. Ah! I find it a little hard to believe that a hidden safe was a part of her cunning plan. But she could have found it by accident while she was turning everything else upside down. Defense Attorney Edgeworth is awesome. He's not even a defense attorney in this. We're prosecuting. Like, he's doing the prosecution side at this point. Like, he is defending Maggie and Gumshoe, I guess, but I think it's more a case that he's seeing through the bullshit. He's like, no. We're at a point now where we don't care about just getting a guilty verdict for the sake of it. We will get the right guilty verdict. His character development in the first and second game was insane. Edgeworth character development is one of the things that sold me on this series, because he started off as just some dickhead who wanted a guilty verdict by any means possible. And then he changed. He went from wanting a guilty verdict for any means possible to wanting the right guilty verdict for the person who was actually guilty. Like, the character development in this game has been fucking nuts. This series in general is just insane. I'd say the culprit knew exactly what they were looking for. After all, only the bookshelf and the safe were targeted. Yeah, even I didn't know about our safe, pal. And that means there's no way Maggie could have known about it either. Then are you proposing that the killer is a prosecutor? Shouldn't that be the case from the start? No, because Ace Attorney is a send-up of the Japanese legal system, and for a very long time, the law over there prioritized guilty verdicts, even though they might not have necessarily been the correct guilty verdicts. So, like, defending criminals was seen as, I think, a dishonorable practice to a lot of people. So, defense lawyers were looked down on. But the whole series basically is like a parody of the Japanese legal system, crossed with some Americanization, not very much, because the court system doesn't function anywhere like our system or your system, but it does function like the Japanese one, to my understanding. Interesting conclusion. That's definitely looking more and more probable. Uh-oh. What's wrong, prosecutor? Do you have a different suspect in mind now? Curses, why? What made you? What's with the angry face all of a sudden? It's all my fault. What do you mean? It's Jim. He knew about the existence of the secret safes. What did you just say? We were partners, like inseparable conjoined twins. That's why I told him. I filled him in on the secret safes. Then that means, yeah, I know. I'd only just told him too. Obviously it was wrong of me to tell him. I still can't quite believe it, but the thief who broke into your room was probably Jim. Now he's claiming that the victim was the thief? And you were simply trying to stop him, weren't you? Miss Maggie Bird. Excuse me? I mean, you are a security guard, right? That's your job. But killing is going a bit far, even in your risky profession. What the? You still accusing Maggie of murder? Yeah, no, I mean, she had stumbled upon Jim who'd probably drawn his gun. I get it. It was self-defense, wasn't it? You gotta go, Hades. No worries. Cheers to the hangs. You take care, right? And hopefully see you again soon, yeah? You take care and have a good rest of your day. I think you're in Europe, aren't you? So good evening. Yes. It was self-defense, wasn't it? No, I couldn't. I could never do something like that. Not even as a security guard, sir. Plus, even if he was the thief, he wouldn't have a key to this office. You think Edgeworth figured out who did it by the look on his face? Yeah. He knows. Which is precisely why he had to steal it, wouldn't you say? It was Jim who stole the master key. Ah! Pretty impossible for a supposedly stolen key to be here with us unless... Well, unless you retrieved it from Jim after you killed him. Mr. Portsmouth, you honestly accusing your own partner of being a thief. I don't want to admit it, but it's the only way for everything else to make sense. Has he no honor? Now then, I think we're done here. The investigation waits for no man. Would you people be so kind as to see yourselves out? You can't kick us out. This is Mr. Edgeworth's office. Ah, but I'm the one who's been assigned to this case. You're all suspects to varying degrees and therefore ineligible to run this show. Listen, pal, how many times do I have to say this? Maggie can't be the culprit. Detective Gumshoe, calm yourself. But sir, we have no choice but to accommodate his request for now. Haha, thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. At least one of you understands. Now then, if you could remove yourselves from my crime scene, I'll be most grateful. Mark my words, Mr. Portsman, we will meet again. If that's a formal request from the legendary prosecutor himself, then I suppose so. Now, don't disappoint me, you hear? Okay. To be continued. Ooh. Okay, for some reason I took my jacket off. I don't know why I did that. Right, give me a second, chat. Before we proceed, I'm going to go for a quick wee-wee. Hey, I'm back. I'm back. I had a Skibidi Edgeworth piss. How we doing? Right, let's go. Okay. March the 14th, 4:18 AM. Prosecutor building 12th floor hallway. What's with that prosecutor? I can't believe how rude he was. It was unbelievable. Please maintain your professionalism, detective. I'm going to find some real solid evidence proving Maggie's innocence. You'll see, sir. But we've been kicked out the crime scene, sir. True. So then what now? Looks like my last fall is yet another gigantic ditch. Do not despair, Miss Bird. We can overcome this as well. There are many other places and things we should be looking into anyway. Really, sir? For example, this hallway. The linchpin of his argument against Miss Bird is related to the master key. In that case, this hallway is the perfect place to look for more information regarding the mystery surrounding my door. Okay, so we need to speak to Gumshoe here, do we? Alright. Yes, sir. Anything of interest? Detective Gumshoe, you look rather intrigued by something. Care to share? Oh, it's nothing. But I noticed Mr. Portsman calls his partner Jim. And the detective in that Sunday night drama, All My Cops, is named Jim too. I bet one of them's a big fan of the show. You seem to know a little something about it yourself. I take it you watch it too? Of course, Tart on the friendship between prosecutor and detective is great, sir. But it's nothing compared to the super strong friendship we have. Friendship, detective? I think you're mistaken with pity. How can you say that, sir? And after all we've been through, too. Oh, poor Gumshoe. Poor Gumshoe! Ara! How could you do this? You told me to talk to Gumshoe and he's sad now. We need to give him a gum cuddle. Come here. Oop. There we go. Come here, Gummers. Oh yeah, that's it. Come here. Come here. Okay. We can't move, so we can move around the scene, but we can't. Oh, we can move like further on down here. Oh, what the fuck is he doing here? Damn, she got some legs. Yeah, it's fine. She got some legs, man. I was wondering if I might speak with you for a bit concerning this case. I've always been a big fan of the courtroom, but this is like a dream. A dream where I'm being cross-examined by the Miles Edgeworth. I can't let this chance pass me by, but I must remember to ask her about the master key. I should jog her memory by showing my notes to her with tea. So when did you discover that the master key was missing? He's like a gruff, noir Labrador. I had there's an emoji in the way of the text, so I couldn't quite see exactly what it said. By the time I realised it, I think it was around 1 AM, sir. I noticed it was back around 2:30 AM. It was just sitting there on the ledge where the security room's reception window is. I'm sure that between those two times it was not just gone, but stolen, sir. Okay. Why is such an important key stored in such an insecure place? It's not like that, sir. We always keep the key further inside the room, away from the window. Always, you say? Except for this time, correct? Well, I admit that was a bit careless, but I had my reasons. I left it out because I was sort of using it at the time. It was after I'd used it I left it sitting out on the ledge. She used the master key. Okay. What did you mean by you used the master key? Oh, I had to use it to open the door for this prosecutor who had forgotten his key. I mean, it's my job as a security guard, right? Ah! What is it? That's right, I just remembered. The prosecutor had forgot his key. It was Mr. Portsman, sir. What? Please tell me more, Miss Bird. Immediately. It was around 12 AM. Mr. Portsman had forgotten his office key, so he came down to security, sir. And that's when you loaned the master key to him? No way! It's against regulations to loan the master key out to anyone. I walked Mr. Portsman to his office and opened the door for him personally, sir. Maggie in her security uniform. That's doing things for me. I kind of have a thing for like ladies in uniform. Like office lady fashion is you see, chat, office ladies nice to me. Nice to me. Maggie is a 10. She Ara, forgive me for saying this, but doesn't Maggie kind of look a little bit like Kason? That's going to explain it, to be fair. Alright, fair enough. No? You don't think so? Maybe I'm just that much more cultured than you. It's not the first time I've been the most incredibly cultured man in the building. So, you know, it is what it is. I walked with Mr. Porter to his office and opened the door for him personally, sir. I see. And then what happened after that? Well, excuse me. Woo! Sorry, work's been tiring me out so much that I haven't really rested today either, so... Well, he called for me to come close up his offices and be leaving to go home. That was around 1:30 AM, I think. So in summary, for the sake of one forgetful prosecutor, you used the master key twice tonight, okay? Talk about suspicious. I doubt you can say that you've never left your keys at home, detective. Maggie looks half Irish. Really? A half Irish Kason. Yeah. Imagine that. Imagine that Kason just layering off of Guinness. That's a very funny mental image. Oh boy. I think for this calls for a thorough examination of Mr. Portman's door. Miss Maggie Bird, correct? I take it that you were an acquaintance with the detective. She was under my supervision back when she was still in the force, sir. One day she got caught up in a murder and things started going downhill, so she quit. But I owe lots to Detective Gumshoe for introducing me to my current employer. Or so I thought until a few hours ago. Right before I was about to clock out for the night. You got caught up in this whirlwind of a case, correct? Don't worry, my whole life has been nothing but a whirlwind of bad luck and failures. Since I was 6 months old, when I fell from the 9th floor of my apartment building, I've been hit by all sorts of vehicles, gotten sick from all sorts of foods, failed at almost every test I've taken, experienced almost every kind of disaster, and now I even managed to be named a criminal just when I've become a security guard. That's a lot to go through in one lifetime. I know, and just when I thought I'd finally found my happiness, I wound up getting you and Detective Gumshoe involved in my bad luck. You don't need to worry about me, Miss Bird, nor do you need to worry about yourself. I will solve this case and prove your innocence. All I ask in return is your cooperation. Yes, sir, Mr. Edgeworth. You can count on me. I'll do all I can to help. I'm very moist for you right now. Have you ever met the victim before? Well, I've seen it a couple of times before when I had to go to Mr. Portsman's office. Mr. Faith was always playing basketball with Mr. Portsman, sir. That sounds like fun. Just once and I'd love to play with him. It sounds fun, but the only person ever taking a shot was Mr. Portsman. All Mr. Faith ever did was passing the ball, sir. On second thought, I don't think I'd have to fit all that well with them. Okay. We've got a ball. What are you doing here? It looks like you're in quite the pinch, Mr. Edgeworth. To be sure, a murder within the walls of the prosecutor's office is no trifling matter. We must find, apprehend and punish the killer accordingly post-haste. Sounds like a messy case you've got on your hands. If you ever feel lost or need some advice, my door is always open. How gracious. I will keep your offer in mind. It's Winston, not Gaspin. Yeah, that's true. I mean, Winston's still a dickhead, but he's not... Who is this guy again? Is everything alright? Yes, sir. You must know I've weighed myself this morning. I'm finally at 154 pounds. Congratulations, but I was asking about this hallway in this room. Oh, everything's okay, sir. A word of advice. Stay focused or you may start to lose even more weight. Ah, the missing file. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. A well-crafted, high-quality sofa for visitors. The stitching is excellent. Talk about a luxury waiting area. These babies are also great for napping, you know. You would sleep even out here, detective? In a hallway? Whatever I do, I always wind up dreaming about giving testimony up on the stand. But it always ends the same way. Me getting trounced by a lawyer. Isn't that awful? Maybe I should give it a try sometime, to envision myself winning naturally. Do you sleep anywhere, when it's your superpower? I mean, it's a pretty good thing to be able to do. It's... Oh, ain't that the Missing All series file, sir? No doubt about it. The bloody letters mark it clear as day. There seem to be a few pages missing. Our thief took only what was necessary and left the rest behind. So what are these zero files about, sir? I guess they've got something to do with something worth stealing them, though. Not particularly. It's just a collection of court case files. However, the case within these files are not mine. They belong to the High Prosecutor that used to occupy my current office. I have my reasons, but let's just say I was charged with keeping them as they were. Then that means the thief must have also looked at the file for a specific reason, right? It would seem so. Only the pages related to that case from 10 years ago are missing. I wonder why anyone would care about such an old case. Let's just admire Maggie's legs for a minute. Okay. What is a basketball doing here? That's Mr. Portsmouth's prized possession, sir. I heard he also plays soccer, dodgeball, even tennis. And not a single one of those sports is suitable to be played in a hallway. Why is there a basketball hoop here? What is a basketball hoop doing here? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, didn't this used to be just outside next to the building a long time ago? So when and why was it moved indoors? I don't remember exactly, but I saw one of the officers drag it up here recently. Drag it? I heard that it wouldn't fit in the elevator, so the poor guy had to bring it himself. All the way up to the 12th floor? Okay. Is this Portsmouth's office? I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Room 1203. I take it this is Mr. Portsmouth's office? Yeah, you can't mistake it because of that basketball hoop, sir. Oh, that reminds me. Mr. Portman actually wanted room 1202 really badly. But since you were already occupying it, Mr. Edgeworth, put it next door, sir. He dragged it 12 floors, apparently so, yeah. So why was Mr. Portsmouth so particular about getting room 1202? I'm not sure, but I bet it's because it's something like his birthday is December the 2nd? Yeah, that's gotta be. I can't think of another reason why. I can think of at least 3. Why am I even wasting time thinking about this? The door is locked tight. I bet the old credit card trick wouldn't work here, Mr. Edgeworth. This is the office of a High Prosecutor detective. These doors would be pretty ineffective if the average cat burglar can get through them. You move one yourself and you thought your spine pop out when you play with rubber erasers. I've never tried moving a basketball hoop. Like, all the ones you get in the UK are fixed in place, like immobile in playgrounds and stuff. Ah, so I guess only a great cat burglar can get in. That must be who our culprit is. Might I advise you to return that conclusion to whatever pawn shop you bought it from? A minimalist, classy door made of top quality wood. It's kind of majestic too, fits in really well with the ambience of the prosecutor's offices. Even Mr. Portsmouth seems dignified just because he works behind one of these. Nonsense, a man doesn't become more or less dignified because of where he works. Well, he still seems more dignified than Mr. Payne. Mr. Payne? I suppose custodial work can also be dignified. Is there anything suspicious about this door? A hoop? It's Mr. Portman's personal basketball hoop. I can't believe he put something like this in the hallway of a prosecutor's office. But you know, it's actually pretty useful, sir. I haven't gotten lost trying to get to your office since it's been here. How long have I had the same office and yet you've still managed to get lost? I don't think there's anything else here. No, there's nothing else here, is there? I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. 1202. There's 4 numbers on a number plate alone proclaim this to be my office. Oops. Yeah, these number plates slide right out, sir. They have to be able to take the plate off when a room becomes vacant, you know. Although, the idea that it can be so easily removed is kind of... I don't see any signs of forced entry. And according to the guard, no sign the lock was picked either, sir. Meaning that the door really was opened with the key. Did you happen to ask if any prints were lifted from the doorknob? Apparently the doorknob's clean as a whistle. What the thing? Whoever this thief is, they did a good job of not leaving any clues behind. Yes, we've seen this before. For some reason we can't skip through that text. Being a detective has its own rewards and a certain virtuous value, I think. Must have ruined the carpet. If you live up to your full potential, that's a poignant trait that anyone can admire. I see, so you're saying, sir, that me being me is the best thing I can do for everyone. Right. That long pause wasn't exactly reassuring, sir. It looks like we've, like... Hold on. There's something else here. Is there something else here? No, there's not. Oh, do we need to do logic now, don't we? We need to do logic. Under the cushions, but that thought was fluff. Miss Bird, I'm afraid there's a flaw in your story. What? No way, pal. I mean, sir, you said that you locked up Mr. Portman's office at around 1:30 AM, correct? However, the master key had already been stolen at that time. Wow, nothing gets by you, Mr. Edgeworth. You saw that contradiction like a pro. I had totally forgotten all about it, but thanks to you, I remember it now. You're right, it was around that very time I realised the master key was missing. And? Well, I'm a security guard, sir. I couldn't just admit to losing the master key, could I? So I pretended to lock up his room, sir. You pretended? Yeah, I used my house key and made it look like I was locking up, sir. So in actuality, you never did relock the door, then? Well, I thought that maybe I could go lock it after I found the key. Come to think of it, I guess the door still hasn't been locked properly. Ah. Okay. Which means we can go in. Can we go in? Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold? Yeah.
Eureka!
There's a contradiction here between reality and the evidence. If what Miss Bird has said is true, then why is this door locked tight? You know you're right. Miss Bird, are you sure you didn't relock this door? I'm certain of it, sir. And I don't think Mr. Portsman noticed it himself that I hadn't. Which means, what, sir? It either means that he actually does have the key to his office, or that the door Miss Bird opened wasn't this one at all, but a completely different one. She opened a different door, but how can you prove that? There's an easy way to find out. All we need to do is... we need to examine these. Prints on the number plate? Because he said the number plate slides right out, didn't he? He said that the prints... he said the number plates slide right out. The prints on the number plate, they will tell us all we need to know. Everything? Really? Like what, sir? Like, well, for example, I did the same mistake. Oh, for fuck's sake. I got debated. Well, we know for sure that Detective Gumshoe's dinner will only consist of instant noodles. Wow, that was amazing, sir. How'd you know? Was that supposed to be a joke to cheer me up, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, that's it. Now then, we should get back to doing what we need to do, and that is... We need to examine these. The prints on the master key. Wait, no. If it's a completely different door... Which one is it? Prints on the master key or prints on the doorknob? We don't have the master key? Yeah, true. The prints on the doorknob will tell us everything. Hey, you! Yeah, you, pal. Do us a favour, see if we can live for this, okay? So, what'd you find out? There's no need for such belligerent nostril flaring, detective. Sir, I found only Mr. Portsman and Mr. Faith's prints on this doorknob. So only 2 people's prints were found on this, huh? That's pretty decisive. I'm lost, sir. Thinking logically, a certain other person's prints should be on this knob as well. I mean, her prints can be on my knob. Ow. You know what? I deserve that one as well.
Take that!
Don't you find it odd that the prints of the person who unlocked this door are absent? You mean... Yes, the door that Miss Bird opened could not have been this one, but a different one. Okay. Interesting. Don't hit you with sugar, baby. Your prints will pop up. Nanda. How can I hit someone with sugar? I guess it was in a big enough bag, maybe. Throw it at them. What have we here? Oh. That's not in the right place. What's this? What are you looking at, sir? Oh, hey, how about a game? That's okay, detective. I just found the position of this hoop to be a little off. Hey, you're right, sir. I guess it shifted when someone made a seriously sweet slam dunk. The positioning of the hoop is definitely unnatural. I better take note of this. Okay. What is this? It looks like a scrap of paper. I'll get it, sir. Let's see. Oh, there's something written on it. I bought the 3 pieces of evidence, Bob, just like we talked about on the phone, but it looks like you're out. Guess I'll catch up to you later, buddy. It looks like a note from the victim. Yeah, it's from Mr. Portsman. Okay. Poking around in this hallway has actually paid off quite handsomely. Huh? Ah, so, sir. In a variety of different ways. I think it's time we had a little chat with the real culprit of this case. You know who the killer is? Well, Mr. Edgeworth. As long as my logic is sound, then yes. The mastermind behind this murder is none other than Mr. Portsman. What? Mr. Portsman? I knew it. That's exactly what my logic senses were telling me too. I suspected it was him from the instant he accused Maggie of being the killer, sir. That is anything but logical. Have you noticed, like, the physical difference between Maggie and Gumshoe? Like, I'm pretty sure that, like, no, I'm not, no. Never mind. Ladies and gentlemen, prepare yourselves. Come what may, it's time to knock on truth's door. Maggie is not smaller than Edgy and Gummers. I mean, she's quite, like, she comes up to Gumshoe's shoulder and she's, like, half his size. She's about half, physically, she probably weighs about half as much as him. You know, like, you look at her and you think roughly 40 kilograms. Imagine. Only a bit smaller than Edgy. Yeah, but Edgy's a twink. She's the opposite build of Gumshoe, yeah. Mr. Portsman, I finished processing the bloody letters, sir. Alright, let me take a gander at it. Pass it here. Okay, looking good. You there, take good care of this. Ugh! Edgy's supposed to be 2 centimeters smaller than you. How tall is Edgy? 1.78. Oh, so he is a short king then. Okay, understood. He looks smaller. Yeah, I guess so. He's definitely a short king though if he's only 1.78. Like I'm 1.93. 1 meter 78 is small. I'm 1 meter 93. Right? I'm not a Goliath. I'm just a little guy. Come on. Pouting. I am a little guy. I'm a little sea slug guy. Come on, I'm just a little sea slug guy. Well, if it isn't Detective Gumshoe. End of the line for you, Portsman. We got you now. Call off your dog, Mr. Edgeworth. Is this some kind of joke? It's no joke. We know, Mr. Jack Portman, that you are the guilty party in this case. You must be pretty upset getting chased out of your own room. I've been mad too. So I guess you can stay, if you promise to stay out of our way. You intend to hide your crime under the guise of a prosecutor doing his job? I can see right through the unsightly paper-thin mask that you wear upon your cowl. Haha, who'd have ever thought it would come to this? Actually, come to think of it, your mentor was Manfred von Karma, right? The legendary prosecutor who never lost a single case for 40 long years. But there was always this incessant chatter about forged evidence with that guy. Really teaches me I gotta stay on the lookout for false accusations, you know? Look at my dick. Gonna flash? My dick. Are you done trying to play mind games with me? Because they won't work. The only thing you should be using that mouth of yours for now is explaining yourself. Although that too will only dig your hole deeper. Either way, your game is up. Well, aren't we full of ourselves? Even though you have yet to prove anything. Okay. Mr. Portsman's rebuttal. I have no idea what sort of harebrained idea you have in mind, but there's a mountain of evidence that points away from me being the culprit. Besides, how may I ask you propose I unlocked your door and got in here? Look, I feel bad doing this to you, but I got work to do, so we're done here. Oh, you motherfucker, I'm gonna absolutely nail you, you little bitch. Sorry, but we are not finished yet. Boy, you're stubborn. I suppose you're basing your accusations on something? I'll show you what I'm basing my accusations on. With evidence. Oh, I assure you, they are quite based. I am little, Ara. I'm just a little 193 centimeter guy. You know, I'm a little 6'3" dude. Wait, 6 foot? No, 6'3" is 190, isn't it? Not 193. I do know someone who's 193 though. Hold on, am I debasing myself? Hang on, let me have a quick check. It's like 190, 191, something like that. But yeah, I mean, I'm pretty like small. I mean, 1.78 is definitely short king. Sozad. It's just the way it is. I didn't want for things to be this way, but they be this way. Okay. How may I actually propose I unlock your door and got in here? I think I've got him.
Hold it!
Unfortunately, I believe I have already shown how earlier. Your speculations mean nothing, as I still insist I could not gain access to your room. What should I do now? Should I raise an objection? You claim to have had no way to open my door. However, is that really the honest truth? Alright, I'll humor you. Go ahead, shoot. Very well then, I propose that you use this to open my door. Hydrate! Ah, thank you.
Take that!
I believe you were able to open my office door with the master key, no less.
Objection!
The average height in the UK is 175 centimetres. We're not little. No, 178 centimetres is short king. I don't make the rules. Anyone who's below 188 is instantly a short king. 188 is the minimum threshold for me to consider someone medium height. 190, they're also tall. It's a very fine margin, right? But the thing is, like, I'm a tall person, so therefore my standards are very much different to the little people. You know, like the dwarves and gnomes of this world and the hobbit races. You got to bring a Dutch person. Okay, I know that they're Dutch by the fact they're 2 meters too high, because that's Dutch person height. Wait, hold on for a sec. I never laid a finger on that key, as you already know. Precisely. You were able to open my door without lifting a single finger. Well, maybe you did, but only to direct. That's right. You use your finger to direct this person to open my door with the key. I think it's Buddy, isn't it? Because Maggie didn't have the key. Maggie didn't know where the key... She said she had the key, but she didn't. So it has to be Buddy Faith, doesn't it?
Take that!
You asked this person to open the door for you.
Objection!
Okay, so it's not Buddy Faith. Let me ask this in return. How and why would that person have the master key? Ah, that was careless. Wait, so it's actually Maggie? What? But Maggie said she didn't have the key. She lost it. Huh? It's Maggie. What the fuck? She told me she didn't have the key. Oh, that lying son of a bitch. So, what were you saying? I thought there was no way, but...
Take that!
She opened the door with the master key, then it got stolen? Ah, understood. You would ask Miss Bird to open your own office door for you, yes? Yeah, I kind of forgot my key at home. Happens a bit too often for my taste, you know. But the room you would Miss Bird open at that time was not your own, was it? What? You have quite the imagination. But why don't we ask the girl herself whose door she opened, shall we? I'm certain it was Mr. Portsman's door, sir. I checked the number plate to make sure I was opening the right door, sir. See? Miss Bird backs up my story. Door opens at 1:30. She knows it's stolen. Ah, okay. Short, yeah. 178 is short. 100, anything below 188, anything below like 180 is going to be short. You know? 188 is medium. Yet, what if you had misled her to fool her into thinking what you wanted? You'll grab a slinger and fell me. It won't work, David. It won't work. And how do you suppose I did that? By switching the number plates on our doors, for example. That's right. They do slide out pretty easily. Furthermore, you then use one other thing to give a very strong impression. You give it to Hux because he's the real little guy. You know what? He is the littlest guy. He's the smallest lad. The door she was opening was yours and not, in fact, mine. What was it that Mr. Portman used to make Miss Bird think it was his room? The hoop? It's been moved? I think it has to be this, doesn't it?
Take that!
What? The basketball hoop, sir? It's quite the peculiar fixture in any hallway, let alone a hallway in this building. Which is why it left an unusually strong impression on you. It's an object perfectly suited to just sit outside the office of a peculiar prosecutor. You're only 5'7", that's not short. That's the same height as my wife. That's the same height as my wife, and like, if we're stood next to each other, she's like about shoulder height on me. Yeah, so my wife is 170 centimeters. She's 5'7". It's okay, Dodso. You get short king status. This is my blessing to you. This is my blessing to you. Go forth and be a short king with pride. Ah! That's very true, sir. There was a basketball hoop sitting there. I thought the door I was opening had to be Mr. Portsman's. There are signs that the hoop has been moved. To sit it in front of my office, to be sure. Ah, see. So that's how you throw suspicion on people. Thanks for the tip. You're too short to be. You're too tall to be a short sovereign. Too short to be Goliath. No, you're short, Ara. If you're 178 centimeters, then you're short. I don't make the rules. Don't make me. You're gonna sit Cotton Hill on me. Blah! Ara, fix the boy. He's gonna set Cotton Hill on me. Well, I got one message for Cotton Hill. I don't know you. That's my purse. God, I haven't watched King of the Hill in fucking decades, man. You're 1 meter 80 and you got your hand on the Carmetrine button. I'll upgrade you to medium. That's my compromise. Can we compromise on medium? Can we reach amicable settlement on this? Deal. Excellent. You need to watch King of the Hill again. King of the Hill's pretty good. Like, considering it's a very American show in the subject matter it deals with and how it approaches stuff, it's very easy to digest for the Brits. Insert propane memes here. Yeah. Hey, Cyber, welcome in, welcome in. You missed that I started this. Don't worry about it at all. I went live early today. But yeah, we're playing the... we're going to be, like, delaying starting on Spirit of Justice. We're going to be edging for a bit first, so... yeah. Oh, baby. So this is how you throw suspicion on people. Thanks for the tip. But I think your conjecture is a little off the racetrack. Oh? Now you're just spouting nonsense. I had the girl open my office door. After that, I was in my room the entire time. You don't have a single reason to suspect me. Oh, is that so? You little son of a bitch. I'm gonna, like... This guy thinks I'm just gonna give him the tip, but I'm gonna give him the whole fucking shaft right the way down to the balls. Just watch. So he intends to claim his innocence to the end, does he? I'm as pure and innocent as my jacket. And Miss Bird is as dirty and guilty as the jacket she wears. My jacket's not dirty, I'll have you know. I just washed it yesterday. Please calm down, for I intend to show who is the one truly covered in slime here. Okay? Let me see what I've got. I think the note's the next thing. Found under the door for the absent portsman. Yeah. I see the contradiction already. I'm gonna play this like straight away. I want to nail this motherfucker. I want to nail this motherfucker.
Objection!
Straight away, easy peasy. That was a lie. What are you talking about? How is that a lie? This is a note that the victim left for you, Mr. Portsman. A note? Is he even trying? He's not anymore, no. It was left under your door, did you not notice? And right here it says, but you're out. Actually, objection, dumbass. Haven't you heard? You absolute failure. Did Gumfuck not tell you? Salary cutting noises? Your garbage excuse for a hypothesis? I will shove my entire cravat up your ass because it is fucking wrong! Why? Well, let me tell you, little bitch. Take a look at this motherfucking updated autopsy report. Oh, God. Excuse me. I hope my wife doesn't get concerned that I banged my desk just then. I hope you guys didn't hear that too loudly. You were not in your room when the victim came to call on you. So then, where were you and what were you doing? Ah! Shall I explain it in full detail for you? You were busy snooping around in my room, the very room you had Miss Bird open for you. Oh, is this the one that they made crunchy for the main? Ooh, hello. This is a bop. This is the Actually theme. Fantastic.
Objection!
That's just nonsense. You have no evidence that I made the girl open your door for me. Oh, but I do. I have very decisive evidence. No way. Ah! I need to add, like, the rest. I need to try and find gifts for the rest of it and add those into that redeem. No way. This is proof positive you had Miss Bird open the door for you. Miss Bird says she unlocked this door, but her prints were not found on the doorknob. I think it's this.
Take that!
Yes. I had your door dusted for prints. My door? What for? Come on, I bet you didn't find anything. You sure are good at wasting time. You're right, I didn't find anything. And definitely not Miss Bird's fingerprints. Her prints? What do they have to do with anything? Let's put it this way. If she really was the one who opened your door, then her prints should naturally be on the doorknob she touched. Oh! Further, all of the prints on my office door's knob have been wiped clean off. I can only assume it's because Miss Bird's fingerprints were on it. Don't you think it's time you gave up your charade? We know you stole into my office with the intent of stealing something from me. And Detective Faith found you out. Possibly because he heard sounds coming from a room his occupant was on leave. Mr. Portsman, you killed Mr. Faith to silence him. And I had the misfortune to return when I did. You had to threaten me as you escaped. As I said when you had the gun to my back, no one gets away with committing murder in my office. Breakdown time. You just lost so funny, pal. That look of stiff seriousness on the face of this office's finest prosecutor, as he makes a huge mistake in accusing me, is simply too much to bear. There's just nothing else like it in the world. What? Mr. Edgeworth just explained it all and even backed it up. You're the murderer. Stop trying to be slippery and just admit to the crime already. And as I said earlier, it's also circumstantial, so full of conjecture. You say you checked my doorknob for prints? Well, I can readily confess that I'd wipe that knob down as well. Huh? I'm a little obsessive-compulsive, you see. I didn't want to touch a doorknob that you had touched. Which is why I wiped the knob down as soon as I could after you opened the door. After that, it makes perfect sense that only Jim's and my own prints be on there. You made that up just now, didn't you? Furthermore, as for the note Jim left me, do you know exactly when that was? For all we know, he could have left it there before I arrived at the office. Like, early evening, for example? Are you saying you failed to notice a note in your doorway? Hey, even geniuses fail at times. I was probably too preoccupied by work-related matters, although that's no excuse. That's just a flat-out lie. There's no way you didn't notice a note that size. Ah, but you can't prove that, can you? Say something, Mr. Edgeworth. Back me up here, sir. Portsman makes a good point. I can't prove that he didn't simply overlook it. Besides, I have an airtight alibi. Airtight, you say? I only just realized I had one as we were talking. I guess it would have been better for all of us if I had told you sooner. Okay. Okay. If memory serves, you came back to this office around 2 AM, correct? And it was then that you had done that unfortunate confrontation at gunpoint with the culprit. But at exactly that time, I was down in criminal affairs. Ask around. I'm sure the other detectives will corroborate my story. It's the perfect alibi. Will they now? Do you really think it's that perfect? Like I said, I don't care. Ask around all you like. You'll see for yourself. Detective Gumshoe. Yes, sir. I'll go check out his alibi, sir. Be right back. All this is happening at like 4 in the fucking morning. Mr. Edgeworth, sir, I think we're in trouble. It's just like Mr. Portman said. The guards down in criminal affairs said they saw him around 2 AM. You see? All of the evidence points to him being the culprit. So there must be a contradictory point in his alibi somewhere. Was there also a case where Phoenix was defending the actual culprit and trying to prove the innocence, by trying to prove the innocence, actually figure out the truth? 2-4. 2-4. Phoenix was hired to defend the culprit, and then basically told, if you don't get this guy a not guilty verdict, we're going to kill someone very close to you. That case was fucked up. Like, really, really well written. But Maggie must be exhausted, night of work and an hour of being accused. And after she gets proven innocent, she gets an hour of being dicked down by Gumshoe. So she's not going to get off and go straight to bed. She's going to get off, just not in the way that we're thinking there. Sorry, give me a second, guys. I thought I just said something then. Hold on. Give me a moment. Okay. Weird. Anyway. Copy paste this emoji. Wine. Why are you copy pasting wine to traumatize me? What? Huh? You got a better... No. Don't do it. No, don't you fucking dare. No. Ah! Swirls wine evilly as I reveal my true nature. Okay. Wait, what? I can't advance through this. Hold on, Ara, what's this? I can't move. Hold on. Why can't I move through that? This one's bugged. Press. Okay.
Hold it!
You are correct. It was around 2 a.m. Are you sure? It's really important to me that you're spot on with the time. I remember checking my watch then, and make no mistake, it was 2. Ooh, giving testimony like a pro. Okay, so you came back to your office at 2. And it was then that you had that unfortunate confrontation at gunpoint with the culprit. Okay. Body was found at 2:05 a.m. One good perk of being subscribed to the channel is you get more points and more yeets. Yeah, you get to bully me more. I cry. I weep and cry and piss and shit.
Hold it!
It is as you say, however. Yeah, however, you're the only one who claims to have bumped into the culprit. So tell me, did you see the person's face? Was it me who you saw? It was pitch black, so I couldn't actually see.
Objection!
Oh, come now. Oh, come now. I'm sure you saw something. Try a little harder, why don't you? I'm beginning to feel like I'm the one being interrogated here. Oh well, it doesn't matter if you remember or not. It only matters that you ran into the culprit.
Hold it!
Okay. So you paid the Criminal Affairs Department a visit? Yep, right after I left the prosecutor's building, I headed straight for the precinct. Okay.
Hold it!
Well, we did go and ask around to confirm your testimony. And it was just as I said, right? Yes, sir. A number of detectives said they saw you around that time. See? I have the perfect alibi. That's the ace I had up my sleeve. Ah! Impossible. He actually does have the perfect alibi. What's wrong? Why the sudden look on your face? Can't you say anything about Mr. Edgeworth? Huh. I think we've reached the end of the line and it's time to get off this crazy train. You there. Sir. Please escort the young lady out. But remember, be gentle. Maggie! Detective Gumshoe! Huh. Is there nothing I can do? There must be a way to turn this situation around. If only I had a clue. Did I miss something that can help me cast doubt on his alibi? I need to calmly think this through one more time and with logic. Okay? The intruder I met could not have been Portsman. Who could it have been? Other than the victim's gun that I found, could there be another gun in play here? It was Payne all along. Oh my god. I think this has to be... I think it's these. He returns to the crime scene. Other than the victim's gun, could there be another gun in play? The thing is, if there's another gun, that implies there's another person. There were 2 bullets left at the scene of the crime. One that robbed Mr. Faith of his life. And one that nearly robbed me of my jacket. However, the murder weapon only shows signs of being fired once, meaning that it is entirely possible that a second gun was used in my office tonight. But seeing as how the killer had to steal Mr. Faith's gun, I doubt the killer had another gun up their sleeve. Therefore, the second gun could have been the property of an entirely different person, which could mean that there was another person who made a visit to my office tonight. Oh, okay. Interesting. Supposing there was yet another visitor tonight, that would also resolve the issue of why my shelves were upended twice. We know that the shelves were disturbed once before and once after the murder. So it shouldn't be much of a stretch to think that it was the work of two different people. Once by the person who stole the victim's gun and then killed him with it. And once again after the murder by our second culprit, who was the owner of the second gun. If we suppose that the second culprit's gun was the one that was pointed at my back...
Objection!
Mr. Portsman, it seems that I need to amend my assumptions regarding this case. Great, so you're finally coming to your senses. Mr. Edgeworth! Sir, what are you saying? This has been a big misunderstanding on my part from the start. I had assumed that the person I ran into was the killer, but that may not be the case. What do you mean? The person I ran into was just your average thief. A thief? But, sir, doesn't that cause some sort of contradiction in the facts? Not at all. It simply means that the killer was someone else. And it means that in actuality, two culprits stole into my office tonight. What do you mean, two? It explains both why my shelves were disturbed twice, and how there were two guns. Mr. Portsman tricked Miss Bird and gained entry into my office. Hey, Long. How you doing? Welcome, welcome. Now you're just leading the argument. You still don't have any actual proof, you know. If you could please go along with my hypothetical scenario for now, Mr. Portsman. In the end, if you really are innocent, you should have nothing to worry about. Now then, returning to... Excuse me, wrong voice. Now then, returning to my scenario, Mr. Portsman was out to steal something from me. I'm the third British VTuber you've seen tonight. Excellent, we're spreading. We are spreading. And I tell you what, I'll just get my hand cam on. I've got merchandise from a British VTuber on my table right now. And I'll show you. Let me just put this on. Ha-ha! Cha-cha! Yeah, Elliot jump scare. Anyway. Yeah, probably because you're from the UK. Excellent. Excellent. You need to stop them spreading. You can't stop us from spreading. We are the banana cult. We cannot be stopped. British containment breach. Yeah, we're SCPs. We're a country made up of SCPs. Yeah. Does England's imperialistic tendencies know no bounds now that they reach into the internet? No. The internet rightfully belongs to us. We're British, therefore it's ours. Do you not understand? This is how the world works. Give us our things and our stuff. Just because they're in your countries at the minute is meaningless. They belong to us. Now then, returning to my scenario, Mr. Portsman was out to steal something from me. Which is why he checked my secret safe and ransacked my shelves. This is the first time. So then, this would be when the files were put back in the wrong order, right? Correct. And then just when he was about to look somewhere else. Who should walk in but his own partner, Mr. Faith? But why did Mr. Faith come into your room, sir? He probably had business with Mr. Portsman, which is why he was in the area. But that's when he noticed sounds coming from my office, would be my guess. Oh, because you were supposed to be away, right? And he must have thought it was odd, so he came into this office to check it out. Correct. And as a detective, that was the right thing to do. But when he came in, he found his own partner standing there. Because it was Mr. Portsman, Mr. Faith probably let his guard down. But Mr. Portsman was not so merciless to let him leave alive. He waited for a chance and stole Mr. Faith's gun from him, and then... he died. He killed him. He silenced Mr. Faith for catching him in the act of stealing. Uh-oh. This was the moment in which the first shot was fired, the one that landed in my files. Following that, Mr. Portsman wiped the gun down and left it behind as he made his exit. He could afford to do that because he had also left the fake dying message behind. You're such a complicated troublemaker, you know that. Well, if things were as simple as that, then all would be solved. However, there was yet another visitor to my room, and this is where it gets complicated. There was another? Visitor, sir. Yes, and this other person's objective was also to steal something from me. Now then, even after Mr. Portsman left, the doors to my office remained unlocked. However, this new visitor had no way of knowing that, and so... they stole the master key from the security guard's room. And then entered my room and searched through my shelves. This was the second time they were disturbed, and seems the thief found their prize. The stolen Xerophar, right, sir? Correct, only just as the thief was about to leave with the file, I appeared. The thief then threatened me with their own gun and made their escape. The second bullet was fired during that brief encounter. So the shelves getting messed up twice in the 2 bullets. It was all because 2 different people are doing those things at 2 different times. Precisely. So now do you see, Mr. Portsman? The person I met was just a thief and was not in fact Mr. Faith's killer. Your alibi for the time frame in which I ran into the other person is now irrelevant. Because we now know that the murder took place during the first culprit's visit. What's so funny, pal? Absolutely splendid. Your scenario explains everything. Of course it does. It's Mr. Edgeworth after all. I really want him to dick me down. But you know, it still doesn't change the fact that it's all circumstantial. Suppose an if, and that's a big if, your theory is right. It would indeed render my alibi, which has withstood scrutiny, mind you, irrelevant. But there is still one defining point of your argument for which you have no evidence. Your supposition that I was the first visitor. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth, you can't let him get away with that, sir. But he has a point. I have absolutely no proof at this point. Don't say that, sir. I don't believe this. Don't worry, Baggy. I'll do something if I must. You know something? I find your attitude to be somewhat peculiar, Mr. Edgeworth. If the person you met really was just a plain old thief, then why is that person not your main suspect? That is, if your theory's correct. Oh, here we go again. Oh! What's this? What the fuck is this? Oh my god. There's something going on in my pants chat. It feels like an autopsy report updating. Yeah, I'm pretty sure my autopsy report is updating at this. That is a fucking tune. Yo. Ow. You know what? I deserve that one. That thief you ran into should be a real suspect, wouldn't you say? We should be out there looking for that thief right now. They must still be nearby. I hate to repeat myself, but as I've already said, I was training in my room. And when Jim came to deliver some evidence to me, I was down in criminal affairs. So I can't be expected to know what happened around here after I left. Okay. It's called music. It's called an absolute bop. It's called an absolute bop. So you think we should be out there looking for the thief? Of course, now's the time to be having these dead-end discussions. I don't think it's at all dead-ended. I find your alibi to be fascinating. Let's continue where we left off, shall we? I know he's lying. I know he was here at the scene of the crime. I just have to find a way to prove it. Ooh, okay. Okay, let's do it. So, let's go through our evidence. It's definitely a prosecutor's badge. Okay. So, the thief we ran into should be the real suspect. That's fluff. We should be out there looking for that thief right now. They might still be nearby. Okay. You think you have it, you're not telling? Good. Good. Let me struggle. Let me struggle, because where the entertainment comes from is, like, watching my brain try and get this shit. And I should be able to get it because my day job is, well, I'm a lawyer by trade. That's what I do. That's why chat persuaded me to play these fucking games. So, like, I need to try and work this out. And then begging out to look at the solution. Yeah. I'm having my own breakdown right here in the courtroom. Okay. As I've already said, I was training in my room. Were you? I don't think he was. No, that makes sense. Let's press him then.
Hold it!
Actually, no, I wouldn't. Why not? That's elementary. The dying message, of course. Mr. Faith Killer very clearly left those letters on the spines of those files, and it was after they were on there that the thief stole one of them. You mean the Zero files, right? And that's how we also know the letters themselves were a setup and not from Mr. Faith. If the thief was the killer, do you think they would try to undermine themselves? Maybe the killer just didn't think of that either. Yeah, that must be it. Maybe, just maybe. So is it suggesting that I should present the stolen Zero Series file? Let's press on everything. See if we get another statement, huh? Once escaped, I highly doubt a thief would linger nearby. Well, you never know. Maybe they didn't get what they were really after. Oh, you talk like you know quite a bit about this thief. It's nothing like that. I have no idea about anything, after all. Okay. See, that suggests to me that the Zero Series file is like the crucial thing here.
Hold it!
But according to Mr. Faith's notes... Hold on, I thought we already cleared that up. Didn't we say that Jim left that note for me in the early evening? If you have proof that he left it at a different time, say, just before he was murdered? I don't have any, no. You see? So I insist again that it was in my office the entire time. Okay.
Hold it!
You saw someone point out a nice detail? When Portman sweats, the sweat beads are stopped by his headband. That's kind of cool, actually. That's kind of cool. Why didn't you go there with Mr. Faith? Ah, that's because he said he was tired and was going to take a quick nap. You know the sofas in the hallway? He likes to sleep on those. One of his habits. And what of the evidence he brought? They were things related to yesterday's case. Just 2 items. A gun and a pendant. Oh! Interesting. This piece of testimony seems too crucial to let slip through the cracks. Okay. A gun and a pendant. The thief was trying to get the pendant back then. Okay. Hold it! A gun and a pendant. Yeah, this gun, which was the murder weapon. And this pendant, which belonged to the victim. And why were you taking them to criminal affairs? There was something in a past case file I wanted to compare these two to. Oh, Hades! Yes, you're right. Yeah. Okay. But all this has nothing to do with the case right now. Anyway, I believe you found the long paper trail left to be to your satisfaction. Still matching up with what Detective Gumshoe found out. Well, at least I'm not the only one who overlooked it, right? Yeah.
Objection!
Objection! Only 2 pieces. I believe the proper phrase here is, you fail. You fail it. Your skill is not enough. Excuse me? You fail as a prosecutor, Mr. Portsman, as you intend to keep evidence hidden from me. What are you talking about? I haven't hidden anything from you. Well, here's a piece I think you should read carefully. Oh, it says Mr. Faith was bringing 3 pieces. Yes, and this is the victim's real dying message to you, Mr. Portsman. I can't believe to get tripped up by simple arithmetic. Where is the missing piece of evidence? It's... You have it, don't you? Only the guilty would make such a face. Detective Gumshoe. You don't have to say it, sir. I'll pat the guy down from head to toe. Get touched, nerd. Don't come any closer. I'm warning you. This is all part of the investigation, pal. So don't even think about stopping me. Look at them gumshoe muscles. No! Yeah, what's this? Yeah, this on him, sir. A tape. Oh. Despite what you said, it would appear that you do have something to hide. But why would you hide something like that? There's only one reason why anyone would hide evidence of this caliber. Because it would unequivocally point to that person himself as the real killer. Let's examine this videotape in a little more detail. For the section of the tape that will drive the last nail into his coffin. KG Ace incident. The KG Ace incident? That's a police case number, sir. Does that mean this video is evidence from that case? Interesting. However, what's recorded on this isn't what's important right now. Let's give the casing a thorough once over. Oh, there's blood on it. Ah, that's blood, isn't it? Yes, and I believe this is what the good prosecutor was trying to hide from us. This blood is still fresh. You mean, this might be Detective Faith's blood? You got it all wrong. No amount of denial can save you. We have but to run a blood test to find the truth. You told us that you had received evidence from the victim earlier. Now you will tell us when and how did the victim's blood find its way onto this video? Yeah, it's totally suspicious. Was it at the moment of his death? Did Detective Faith have this videotape on his personage when you killed him? You know very well there's no way to prove that. Not even if we were to examine this tape for fingerprints? If I had to take a guess, I'd say that the only ones on here would belong to the murderous you and Mr. Faith. No, impossible! Amazing. KO. Perfect. You hope the medal's made of chocolate. Oh, God. Mr. Portsmouth's been placed under arrest for the murder of Detective Buddy Faith, sir. Very good. And the results we got back from the lab techs on the tape turned out to be real solid, sir. You bet he faints after swallowing something? After swallowing something hard. The blood work came back and it was definitely Mr. Faith's blood on there. And as a bonus, they were also able to lift a few of Mr. Faith's fingerprints as well. Thank you so very much, Mr. Edgeworth. I still can't believe we got to see your cool deduction skills outside the courtroom. I'm impressed beyond words, sir. It was nothing. I'm just sorry you got caught up in a murder in my office. Please accept my apologies. Oh, it was nothing really. Compared to what I've been through, I mean. I consider myself lucky it was only a burglary and a murder this time, sir. If there'd been a hold-up or a hostage situation, I'd have thrown my hands up in the air. I think I'm finally rising up for a goddess of misfortune to just an unlucky person. Something tells me we should have hired a different person for security detail. You know something, sir? That Mr. Portsmouth really was one corrupt prosecutor. And why would you say he was corrupt? Well, I heard that there were a number of suspicious things related to his court cases. There's even rumours about how some of the evidence he uses is forged, sir. Forged evidence, huh? And they say he even decided not to prosecute a few cases for some really vague reasons. Oh, that guy was a complete disgrace to the entire profession! We never did get around to asking what his reason was for breaking into my office. Ah, whenever we got near that topic, he just climbed up. Although we can be pretty certain that it was to steal something. This is just between you and me, sir, but there's a rumour that some sort of huge organisation is involved behind the scenes. Oh, well, well. With Mr. Portsmouth not willing to divulge anything, it certainly lends credence to that rumour. Portsmouth just choked to death? Excellent. Excellent. I laugh at his corpse. Ha ha ha. Ha 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 ha. It would seem we haven't heard the last of this. Then Mr. Portsmouth isn't the bad guy. I didn't say that, but rather, there are still many more mysteries for us to solve. For example, we still haven't figured out the significance to this piece of evidence. The stolen Series 0 file.
Take that!
The person who stole this file, the other villain of the night. Ah, I wonder who it was. And what happened to the stolen pages? I wonder, who in the world was it that held me up at gunpoint? Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Yes? I came across this while I was processing your office earlier, sir. This card. You know who it was yourself. I've got an idea because there's one particular character I've seen on all of the fucking promotional materials, and who's been tweeted out as about being a master thief. So I'm pretty sure I know who this is ahead of time. It's not. Oh, okay, okay. What does it say? Is that a bird or something on there? It's not just any bird. It is the mark of the raven, a three-legged raven. Even you should know what this is, detective. Blackquill did it. No, no, no. Not Blackquill. Oh, it's about that thing, isn't it? That great thief everyone's talking about. Yes, it is the mark of the great thief, Yasagarasu. Under the mark of a legendary bird, the Yasagarasu is noble to the end, a modern Robin Hood. Labelled mysterious and phantom-like, the Yasagarasu appears and vanishes at will. Though we don't know much about this thief's ultimate goal, we do know the targets. The Yasagarasu likes to find and make public evidence of corrupt dealings of all sorts. The theft is always performed in silence and always with perfection. Once the target is chosen, no dramatic calling card or announcement is sent forth. Instead, the chosen corporation is infiltrated without even the target noticing. Some days later, the evidence that was found is sent out to the mass media. The yacht's Cerata, he strangles the powerful. Yeah. The sea hungers for yachts, once more. Along with this single card. Although, it has been a while since the Yasagara's last appearance. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, look. Something's written on the back. What? Let me see. It's the location of where the thief put the stolen files. So the person who stole the contents of the file was the Yasagarasu. Okay. Yasagarasu. Organization. Quite a few keywords are popping up in this mystery. Hang on. Yasagarasu? She's back? She's back? Oh my god, she's back. She's back. She's back! Amazing. Amazing. Excellent. Okay. Quite a few keywords are popping up in this mystery. Sana's back! When she first talked about it, you couldn't stop me like in AA. Amazing. Amazing. Excellent. You'll have to see it. Okay. The murder in my office. The return of the great thief Yasagarasu. Looking back, I can't say I didn't see these events coming. For they were heralded by the incidents that began to occur 2 days ago. Okay. Oh, that's the end of episode 1. That was cool. Right. Okay. Let's wrap things up there because, like, hang on a minute. Let me pull up to the Zatsu room. There we go. Yeah. We've been going for about 3 hours, and, like, I've actually been streaming for quite a bit longer than I normally would do. Yeah, thank you. Case 1, pretty neat, pretty neat. So, tomorrow night we're going to be finishing off Black... Wow, what the fuck just happened there? Sorry, one of my stream lights just fed back massively. The fuck, yeah. So basically, we're going to be finishing off Black Mesa tomorrow. That's going to be 5 PM in the evening. So I hope to see you guys back for that. In the meantime, cheers to the hangs tonight. I'm going to let YouTube go now because we're going to raid out on Twitch. So YouTube, see you tomorrow.